And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Media Studio with me, your host Charles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from London, UK, Michael Daboul.
Thank you for having me on your opposite.
Michael, as I said before we started filming, there's no way you're classic, you're massive.
Just now. I still have about 7 kilo to drop.
Right.
I'm always ready around 5 kilo over my limit, and then I just suck it down to reach my limit, which is I sacrifice some size, some muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still if I want to compare myself to the open guys, I'm still too small. And to the classic guys, I'm a little bit bigger, so I'm just in between, and I can't jump into the 212 because it's the same weight as a classic.
Yes. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, for me, because my height in a classic is 94.5.
Yeah.
In 212, I can be 96, so 1.5 kilo difference, not a big difference, and the dudes in 212 are really short, you know.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
You're 5'9" and 96 kilos, so you look a lot bigger than that.
Yeah.
You do.
Just round.
Yeah. So, right, for the sake of the viewers who might not be familiar with you, you're Michael Daboul, classic pro. You've won your first pro show. We'll come to that. You've qualified for the 2022 Olympia, and I was very, very happy to see recently you got the invite to the Arnold Classic Columbus.
Yes. I was really excited to be on that list. First, it's a big test for me. I've never been competing next to those guys, which is the top athletes in the world. If you looked at the list, there is 6 people from the top 10 of the Olympia, and 4 of them top 5, which is really strong. Just to be there is a win, and I have nothing to lose. But I can prove myself there. Same yours proved himself. Ramon proved himself in his first Olympia. So I'm confident enough. In my first Arnold, I will prove myself, and I will be a shocker for a lot of people. So
walk me through it, because you won your pro show. What month was that? Was it November, October?
December, Arnold Classic UK.
Right. So you won the Arnold Classic UK, which qualified you for the following.
Yeah, not the same year, because in the same year the Olympia was in 2 weeks' time only after the Arnold Classic UK.
Yeah. So
they give me the qualification for 2022, which is this year.
Okay, right. So when was was the Arnold Classic on your? Because did you apply for your invitation for the Arnold?
Yeah, of course. It's since I won the Arnold Classic UK and Arnold wasn't there, I was a little bit disappointed. So I wanted to meet him, so I applied.
Okay. Yeah.
So I applied. At the same time, it's just a test for myself to see myself if I belong to that. I feel I belong, but I just need to prove it, you know.
Yeah. Right, so you've won your first pro show, you qualify for the 2022 Olympia, you go into the Arnold Classic. What was there, 10 or 12 guys in it? Tell us a bit about your history, when you turned pro, when you started competing.
Yeah, I started competing in 2016. I started as a men's physique, and then a year later, I jumped up to the classic division.
Yeah.
I won my pro card in 2019 after 3 years of competing. In 2019, I competed in 9 shows only. All of them, I took second place in them, second after second after second. I was so close to win my pro card, and I kept going, even I knew it will hurt my body. But I wanted that pro card so hard, so I kept it competing until I won my pro card in September.
Yeah.
And I took a year off. I came back the year later, 2022, and it was COVID year, first year of COVID, so a lot of shows get cancelled. I did my pro debut in London, which is I took third, and then because of COVID, I took another year off, and then I came back the year later. I competed in Italy in September. I took second place, and then a week later, I competed in Arnold Classic UK, and I won it.
Oh, God, I bet that was a good feeling, because that was a big event, wasn't it?
Because from like struggling as an amateur to win pro card and then like to be in the top of the pro league, which is a big step. Like in the same time, I beated a lot of guys who won pro card over me, which has made me feel like I improved much better than them. And like,
fantastic. It's always very satisfying when you go and you catch up with those guys 6 months or a year down the road and you beat the guys that kind of prevented you from that one step away from turning pro. I bet that was very satisfying.
Exactly. That made me like really like satisfied with myself, really happy with the improvement I made. Yeah. And I'm still like looking to improve more. And I'm really looking for the Arnold Classic USA to shock a lot of people, because for them, I'm no one. But I know myself, like when I will be there, I will be the dark horse. Like after the show, I promise you a lot of people will talk about me. Now maybe like, oh, Michael Daboul, he will be the last call out. This is what they think. But when I will come to that show, I promise you, I will be in the first call out.
Oh, and then, that's fighting talk.
That's real talk. That's real talk. Yeah. I will be in the first call out, and everyone who spoke like some junk talk about me, they will like feel shocked that the trash talk doesn't do nothing. I actually work hard. It will prove itself on the Arnold Classic. You say I'm pretty confident I will be in the first call out.
You're in very good company, because this is like an Olympia kind of lineup. Apart from Chris Bumstead and Ruffin, I mean, you've got Urs Kalasinski, you've got Ramondino, you've got Alex Cambronero, he's won it. I've missed out somebody huge, haven't I? Missed out a huge name.
Brion is doing it, but
Brion, my God, 2-time Olympia champion.
Yeah, it's really tough lineup, but I'm still like confident in myself. I can beat some of those guys, like Urs and Ramon. They just like. They had one good season and their name got big. But before 2021, no one knew about them.
Do you know what? I was just about to say, like Ramondino and Urs, there's two bodybuilders that really before their Olympia, they got 4th and 5th, really they were kind of... They weren't really on anyone's radar. I mean, Urs won Tampa, looked great. You had Ramondino that I saw him in August. He took 2nd, and he didn't even really stick in my mind. He competed against Fabian and Middleman, Jose Mete. Long name, but and now all of a sudden they've really jumped up. So it's I suppose you could definitely. I'm
confident enough. I can do this jump which they did. And I can beat those guys. I'm confident in myself. I know it's a big talk. Like, I'm confident in myself. I know I can do it. It's not up to me in the end of the day. It's up to the judges. Yeah. But I know I can bring my best. I can bring, like, a physique that everyone can talk about.
What would you say your physique strengths are?
Legs.
Legs.
That's definitely legs. Like, it's the biggest part of my physique, and it has a lot of lines which is make my legs like stand out. I have my weakness is my only chest, which is I'm working on it to like catch up with the rest of the body.
So you turned pro as a classic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember. Do you ever compete as a bodybuilder, but always classic?
Always classic. I done one show in bodybuilding as an amateur.
Yeah.
Was light heavyweight. I took 2nd place, and then I haven't done again. I haven't done it again.
So what appealed to you with classic?
I felt it suit me more. Like I look better in classic than bodybuilding, but I might one day jump into bodybuilding. I like to be freak. I like to be big, like to get as big as possible. But it's not easy task. It's like it take a lot of time. And I started bodybuilding a little bit late, which is 25 years old. I was like, I'm 30 now.
Right.
So 25 years of proper bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So it took me like a while until I start. So in 5 years, what I have achieved until now, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
But like confident enough in the next 2-3 years I can make a jump to be in the open class and like be competitive in there.
Sorry, so you said you're 5'9" and 96 kilos?
5'9". I need to be in 2 and 2. I need to be 96. In classic, I need to be 94.5.
So do you literally, are you on the limit?
Now I'm 102 kilo. Like
Oh shit! Shit, got to get kilo off.
I can be like ready at 99, but I need to suck it down to 94. So, and when I want to be like to move to the open class, I just need to pull another like 6-7 kilo, which is I can compete in 105, 106. That will be a little bit competitive. But 99, I still think I'm small, so it's better to push it down to classic physique so I can be more competitive in there.
So being 100% objective, you said you can be ready at 99 kilo, but in your mind, if you had pictures of you at 99 kilo on stage or 94 kilo, what do you think you'd actually look better at?
99.
Really?
100%.
You sure?
I'm like, I bring the same, I can send you like later on pictures when I looked 99 and when 94, you will absolutely say 99 is much, much better look than 94.
Really? Because sometimes guys say that, and then when they actually come down and they actually look at the pictures, they go, actually, you know, I felt flat, felt terrible, I felt skinny. But when you see the pictures, they're like, oh, the tie-ins, the waist is even smaller, you know. So you think you look much more impressive, you know, because okay.
Like I lose my roundness when I go to 94. Like I don't have enough time to fill up. Usually when I will have 2 days or 3 days, I come back to the stage 96, 97, which is look better. Same like at the Arnold.
Yeah.
No, not at Italy. I had enough time, so I came back 97. But in the
okay, yeah.
And in the Arnold, the registration was 8 p.m. and the show was 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's only 24 hours. I couldn't like eat enough because if you eat, you will just spill out and you will just get water retention.
You'll end up with blowing the waistline. There's too much food in you.
Yeah, you need to digest the food and at the same time not have too much carbs. So I pushed as much as I can, but in the right way. I went to the stage only 95, which is 1 kilo up by 94. I still looked like good, but I think if I had one more day, I could look better.
Yeah. It's funny with the guys on the limit, you know, I mean, I remember when back in the early days of like even the 202, you know, I think it was like the Friday, it was like at least 2 days, almost 3 days. I'm sure they used to weigh him in on the Thursday or something, and then they competed on the Saturday. So they had almost 3 days to cut. So the guys right on the limit really had the advantage, you know?
Yeah. Like when we are on the limit as well, like we struggle to make like deplete you much more than you need. Like when the registration was around 10, like sometimes because I wake up 94, but to hold it until 9 p.m. it's really hard. Like you need to sip sips of water, like eat very little just to keep your weight under 94. And when you weight 94, you can finally eat.
Yeah.
But from the morning until the night, you can imagine like you can't go over 94. So you keep the whole day not eating enough, not drinking enough. Like you feel really unhealthy. You feel like you're suffering, you're dying. But it has to be done. Like as soon as I've done it, everything changed and like get much better than that. Like a few hours later.
Yeah, I feel sorry for those guys like yourself that really like you can tell the body really wants to sit at a higher weight, and you have to really. Yeah. I remember like Jose Raymond once when he was struggling to make, I think it was 202, and he said he had like half a chicken breast all day and no fluid. And I mean, I've heard some crazy stories of 202s and 212s that have had to really, really, you know, like a week before they're like 10, 12 pound over, and obviously they have to do some crazy stuff to kind of really crash it down, you know.
Yeah, for me, like always, I'm 1 week out. I have like 2 pounds only. I don't like to like use too much stuff just to drop the weight.
Yeah,
I feel very close, just like a little bit of cutting water, a little bit of milk, like reducing weight, food, and I can make the weight. But it's hard when the weighting is late in the day. If it's early in the morning, it's so easy to make it because you just wake up at your lowest weight. You don't eat. You go to weight yourself, make the weight, come back to eat. But when you need to hold it until the night, this is really the suffering time.
Yeah. So you live in London. So Michael, you live in London. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Syria originally. Was born in Damascus.
Okay. So when did you come to the UK and why?
2014, and like I'm British citizen now. I applied for the US visa and they didn't accept it until now. So I'm waiting. I'm hoping I will get the visa to compete in the Arnold USA. Usually, as a British citizen, you just apply online and you get it. Because I'm Syrian, so they had to go through some checking, and I might get refused. Unfortunately, I'm not sure about it.
Oh,
yeah. So
shit.
It's just like anyone who have visited Syria in the last 10 years, he is banned from going to the USA. And I haven't been in Syria for 10 years and a half. So they might think, oh, it's not 10 years. So that's the problem. Just like half year over, but on the safe side, but they still might refuse you.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's making me really stressed because I'm prepping. I'm like putting all my physical strength in the gym. Like when you come back, you need to recover, not to be stressed and anxious about the visa and like if you can get it or not. So I'm hoping, I'm praying to God that I can get it. I'm confident I can get it, but at the same time, it's still scaring me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look what Hadi did. I mean, that's what Hadi didn't even know till like a week before, but he still carried on prepping. So I would just say, stay on prep, mate. Stay positive, and you know.
This is what I'm doing. I'm focusing. I'm doing everything I can because I don't want to, like, when the day come and the visa is issued, that like I just lacked some time and I didn't push hard enough. So I'm keeping the same. I'm pushing as hard as I can. It just when I go to bed, my head like become like just like thinking about it too much. I can't sleep because of that. It just But I need to go through it. You know, it's just I hope I will get it soon, so I don't need to stress about it. But yeah.
Just literally prep as exactly, you know, so as if you are definitely 100% going, because if you have any doubts in your mind and that affects your mindset, you know, that'll affect how much you put it into it. And also you don't want to be stressed out for the next 6-7 weeks, you know, you want to be relaxed and kind of enjoying the prep.
100%. Like, for me, usually I enjoy the prep. I just don't enjoy the stress around it, which is, I always have issues with visa, unfortunately, because like originally, so every country require visa from us. But since I become British citizen, it was easy. And except the USA, it have different view on, even if you are British, they still look at your background when you were born. So hopefully things will go all right. So I can like go there and compete and shock the world. Like, I promise you, I will do very well in there. I'm so excited. I'm so confident that when I will like, I will be the dark horse. People not talking about me. Like once, like I saw a post, people comparing me and Ramon, and a lot of people, they start trash talking about me. Like, how you can compare this guy to Ramon, who is 5th at the Olympia? Well, Ramon was no one 1 year ago. He just won.
There you go.
He just competed once in the Olympia, and I haven't competed there yet. When I don't place well, then you can talk about me. Like, you can't like compare this guy. Until now, he won one pro show. I won pro show. Yeah. So we are comparable.
Michael. This time last year, maybe even 6 months ago, Ramondino and Urs. There's two names now that are in. They're hugely popular, and everyone, you know, and they've got huge fan bases now, and they're both top 5 in the. Like you said, even 6 months ago. Who'd even heard of these names, you know? So I think we're the way that Classic is exploding, and I think the way that so much new talent, like I do the previews of Ron Harris, and sometimes we look at the classic lineups, you know, we look at the lineups and we sort of predict who's going to do what, and we say, sorry, we've not heard of a single name on here, because there's so much talent coming into the Classic, and then next thing you know, a Ramondino or an Urs or yourself pops up, and then everyone's talking about them.
Yeah. This is exactly what happened in Classic. There is no one like, except few guys who are always in the top, and the rest, they always think. So let's see this Arnold. I'm confident, excited to do well there. Just about time and about visa. Well, like the thing is though, it's kind of good going in. The only pressure you're already putting on
you is the pressure you're putting on yourself, because there's no expectation, because no one knows who you are over there. No one will see your name on the lineup, probably not very few people in Columbus, and go, wow, he's really going to push this guy and that guy, and he's going to, you know, but once you're getting that call out, mate, and you're hitting their poses and the judges are seeing, you know, if you stack up, mate, you know, you're literally going to be, you're in the same lineup as these bigger names, so you've got an opportunity to take them out.
Exactly. That's why I'm working so hard on this one. Like, this is the first ever prep, which is I started 13, from the show, it's 13 weeks out.
Yeah.
Since I started, I decided there is no cheat meal, and it's always high-low food.
Yeah.
Even the high day food, it's still low, which is like, I'm pushing as hard as I can to bring something I have never brought before. Because I know it's like, it's an opportunity to prove myself to get to the top. So if I prove myself in that day, I build my name forever. If not, I will stay always like someone who doesn't know about him.
So you're saying even on the high days, you're saying pushing up. When you saying low, are you in terms of calories or carbs?
Yeah. Like my high day is about 250 grams of carbs, and my low day is about 150 grams of carbs. Usually it's much higher than this, and I have no meal, no cheat day until now. So it's the high day, it's 250 grams of carbs, which is that considered as a refeed, which is only 4 meals of carbs, and it's pretty small, pretty small.
Do you feel full? You're training, you're still strong in the gym, and because you're looking nice and full there. You're looking good, you know. You're not.
Yeah. Still looking full. I'm still strong enough. Like the prep mind didn't kick in yet. I still I feel smart still.
Prep mind. Yeah, been there, mate.
So I don't feel stupid yet. When I start feeling stupid, now I know like the car's really low and I'm really tired.
Yeah.
But now I still feel like I can use my brain properly. I can think. I can talk. Yeah. So I'm not suffering yet. Like, even the food is low. I think my body is just like, because I've been like in 3 months off season, so I had enough food. So when I went low, my body didn't like take it as a bad. He started like acting very well.
Yeah.
I don't see myself flat at all. Like even on low carbs.
For me, it was always that 4 week mark, that 4 week out. That's when I couldn't even trust my own eyes. It became more of a mental thing then, rather than the physical thing. I just sucked it up and got on with it. But that's when the mind games kick in. That's what usually separates, you know, the good competitors from the really, really good competitors.
Exactly. The thing about me, like, I just take the plan from Patrick too. 5 days ago, he just like reduced the food a little bit, which is he took out one oatmeal, which is I was crying about.
Bastard. Is it Patrick Tour, yeah?
The only meal I enjoy, you took it out, coach. He's just like, say, keep it this way. And like, since he took that meal out, like my body changed really quick. Like in 5 days, I dropped almost 3 pounds, which is really fast.
That's good. So you're prepped by my very good friend Patrick Tour. What's that been like, and how did that come about?
He's perfect. He's always like, he give you like exactly what you need, like about your training, about your food, like supplements, whatever I need. He always think about it. Like even when I check in the morning, like he reply in the morning, and then in the night he come back to me with a new plan. He's saying, I was thinking about you, and I thought like we can do this and we can do that. To improve your chest, to improve your back. So he always think like he take his time to give me a good plan, like a really good plan for me. Like I don't think any other coach does this. Besides, he really care about health.
Yes.
Like he push a lot of like healthy stuff, like he push you to eat this stuff and this stuff, to keep like drinking lemon in the morning to clean your your gut.
Yeah.
Like if one day I told him I didn't do that, he get really upset.
Does he? I love it.
The healthy stuff. Like you can take this one out, but don't take this out, because this one I need it for your health. He care really about my health, and this is what make him like really special coach.
How long have you been working with Patrick?
2 years.
2 years? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's obviously going very, very well. I mean, you got your pro card, you got a pro win, you know. So
pro card I won it on my own, and but since I've turned pro, I'm with him.
Yeah.
So I haven't done any pro show alone. So he's done my 3 pro shows, which is won 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place.
Wow, fantastic. I gotta be honest though, I'm not sure about this new beard of his.
About what?
His new beard. I'm not feeling that, mate. I'm not into that. It's growing really, really long now, and he's looking a bit like Gandalf. No, we love Patrick. I've known Patrick, my God, 10 years, maybe longer. And he's a very, very good friend. You know, and I'm really happy to hear that you're working with him. Actually.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, nice coach, like a nice human being.
Yeah. So, do you want to tell us about any sponsors you have?
My sponsor is 10X Athletics, and I really want to thank them for being by my side, for applying for the US and Arnold Classic, and they are helping me with the visa, with everything I need about my supplements. I mostly appreciate them for standing beside me about my visa application. Justin is helping me with everything. He's taking care of everything. He's applying for emails and he's doing that and that. He really care about me, and I really appreciate that from him. And I have a sponsor, which is Iron Monkey Wear for my posing trunks. I really want to thank them for being with me for the last 2 years.
Good. And aside from the Arnold and the Olympia, are you gonna do any other shows?
I'm thinking about Kuwait Pro Show. Depends how much money they will offer. So.
What's the date of that, mate?
March. It's same month of Arnold. So I will finish the Arnold. So I will see the check how much they will pay.
Yeah.
And then there.
No, that's a really good idea actually. Because the thing is, you're doing the 2 biggest shows in the world.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in shape and you can get there quite easily, then just stay on your prep an extra couple of weeks. I'd do them all, mate. I'd do them all.
I was so pissed about Saudi Arabia last yesterday was Saudi Arabia show. The first place 20,000. That's really good money. First place for classic, it's 20,000. Really?
I saw it was 20 for the 212 for Ahmed Ashkanani. I was like, wow, that's a good chunk. But you know what? Do you know what, mate, Michael? I put it in Hot News last week about the Saudi, and I said, well, all I know is Ahmed Ashkanani's doing it. This guy's doing it. The guy who got second, I forget his name, Mohammed L something, in the 212. But I couldn't find anything on it. I couldn't. They really kept it quiet.
No big names except Ashkanani, and even in classic, there is no Olympian who was there.
Oh, what big money as well.
And big money. That's why I was pissed about if they give me another 3-4 weeks, maybe I could have jumped in.
Oh no, because my 20 grand. Imagine if you'd have won that and got 20 grand. You're good for a couple of months there.
Well, I will see about Kuwait Classic. So depends how much money they will offer. If it's a good money, same like Saudi Arabia show, then I will definitely be in. And I'm looking about Dubai Pro Show as well, and I will see when that will be, because they didn't announce the date yet.
Yeah.
So those 2 shows I have in my mind, and beside Arnold and the Olympia.
I think Dubai would be a good experience as well, because that seems to be where everything's going on right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I saw this hotel room, and it was as you got out of bed and opened the curtains, it was in an aquarium, and there was sharks going by, and I was just like, holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, what do you do for a living, Michael?
I sell watches, and at the same time I do some coaching, but my main job is selling watches.
I've got an Amiga here, mate, Seamaster. So do you sell them?
Around 3K, not bad. Yeah, so this is what I do, Omegas, Rolex, Patek Philippe. This is all luxury watches. I do trade them online.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
I do well. I have been working this job about 7 years. It's my family job, so it's my dad. I've been working like that for the last 60 years.
Yeah.
Just following my dad's job.
Wow. So, I wanted to touch on this. Syria, is your family okay? Because obviously all the troubles over there.
Yeah, only my dad and my mom live there. Everyone else is left. It's not dangerous for the older people, but for the young people, it's not too good.
Yeah. Is that why you left to escape the troubles?
they always for them to fight, and so you need to have to choose side, this side or the other. So if you don't fight, you need to run away.
God, I can't imagine what that's like. You know, just those countries like that where there's so much, you know, civil unrest and all this. You know, I really feel for you guys. You know.
Yeah, it is what it is. So it's not anymore. Unfortunately, it was.
Yeah.
But it's changed a lot. So
yeah. So then, of the Arnold and the Olympia, who, if you could decide, who do you want to be called out with, and who do you want to be put right next to, and why?
I think I want to be right next to Brion. I really like his physique.
Yeah.
And the second, Terence. I want to be in the middle between Terence and.
Oh shit! Oh wow, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Who do you think is the new? Do you think is Bumstead your favorite? Do you think he's the numero uno?
I think Bumstead is really hard to beat at this time. Like, his structure is just like insane, you know. He doesn't have any weaknesses, and his structure is pretty insane. So I don't think he's beatable yet, except for one Brazilian guy I saw. It's not Ramon. He won in the super heavyweight. I think he's pro card, but he can. He said he's 2 kilo away from making weight in classic.
Whoa. Oh, you mean are you on about Horse MD, Marcelo D'Angelo?
Marcelo.
Yeah, he's dangerous, isn't he? He's going to be dangerous.
This guy can beat Chris Bumstead.
Oh,
this
God! I can't believe you said that.
As a classic guy, I can see some people unbeatable. I can see some people who can be beatable.
Michael, I'm gonna text Chris Bumstead and tell him that now. You said that. Wow. Do you know what, though? Because I had him on a few weeks ago, and I said, please go classic. Because he said it was just like 2 kilos, 5 pounds or something. Yeah. You know, and I just looked at this guy's structure, and the more I see the picture, the more of it, I was like, this guy is like, I mean, I could visualize him next to Bumstead, and I don't think Bumstead would not be blowing him off the stage.
No, I think he is really the most dangerous guy for Bumstead. Yeah. If he fixed his posing as a classic, because right now, the last show he did, he was posing very intense like a bodybuilder.
Right, okay.
Like his posing to be a little bit smooth as a classic guy.
Yeah.
I think he's right to the top. Straight away right to the top. I think he's the most dangerous guy who can beat Chris Bumstead.
He said he told me he's never even done an off season.
Yeah, I can believe that. He's really thick.
Yeah.
And very nice structure and no weaknesses at all. Like from side, from back, from front. Very nice vacuum as well. So he is really dangerous. I don't remember seeing video, but I did like the way, you know, at the frontal bicep where he angles his hips, you know, and he kind of leans into the pose like sort of Sean Roden, you know, like that kind of like how the classic poses. But I've not seen the video, so I can't comment. But I thought the way he was actually hitting his poses, you know, I thought he was very straight away. I said, you know, you could literally shave a couple of pounds off that and go jump on any pro stage in the classic and do well. Yeah. I can see him winning the Olympia Classic, honestly.
God. Yeah, he's only 27, isn't he? 27.
Yeah, he's really dangerous. So I hope he will make a change to classic. He will make it more interesting. Yeah, so we will see him. I think he will do classic. I don't think his mind is into the open yet, because he knows he will not be competitive there.
Yeah.
The classic, he might shock the world, you know.
God, yeah, I'm excited because, like I said, I had him on a few weeks ago, and I was really and he had a translator there just to help with the English and stuff. And I was really really impressed with him. You know, I mean, and also in Brazil, the support the athletes have. I mean, like Ramondino, and the support they have is like the amount of fan base they've got. But Brazil, I mean, remember Patrick Tour actually telling me 5 years ago now, 2017, telling me then, he says, Giles, I'm telling you, bodybuilding in Brazil is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I have never seen anything like that. I thought in the Middle East, they love bodybuilding. If you saw Hadi Choopan or Big Ramy, but Brazil, it's even more. It's even more. If someone won the Olympia in there, I think the whole country will go nuts.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I think it's the most fans in the world about bodybuilding are in Brazil.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. I wish all the countries are like that. They are very supportive, and it's very lovely to have.
Yeah, you got like Egypt now, and obviously with Rami and all their athletes, and Mohammed Mustafa and Mohammed Al-Imam, and you've got all these different countries now, kind of like Kuwait. It became like almost the new Mecca of bodybuilding, with all the athletes flying there to be trained in Kuwait and Oxygen Gym. And now you've got Brazil, and it's great. It's great. And also, I think the good thing about certainly since the split with the IFBB, you got your pro card because you just kept going. Because the thing is, you had more opportunities. You actually had a chance to do multiple shows, not just do. Imagine if you had just done one show, and 100%. You got second, and you'd have to wait another year.
100%. And even like in 2019, between shows there was 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah. But now you can see every week there is a show. You can jump just from
yeah.
It's really cool. Like if you lost this week, next week there is another one. Then the week after there is another one.
Yeah.
So you 100% keep fighting for your pro card in very short period of time.
Yeah.
And like in 2019, I had the chance every 3 weeks. Maybe it was good enough. Mm-hmm. I won it. But now it will be even easier because there is a show every week, which is really making bodybuilding great again. Like it's evolving a lot, which is really good.
And the thing is, I mean, like Jamie the Giant was another one. He was like you. He just kept going until I think he won a show in Italy and he got his pro card in the overall. And, it's like, and if it wasn't for that, maybe he would have, fallen away and maybe just not, it's like, so having all these opportunities is very, very good for you guys because it's really bringing the talent through into the pro ranks.
100%. The more you compete, experience you get, the better you look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I'm fingers crossed you get this visa thing sorted, and we'll keep tabs on that, and keep looking in the hot news to see, because I really want to. It seems a shame that athletes can't get, especially after COVID as well. Do you know what I mean? If it's not even COVID related, it's because you're from Syria. It's like it seems really unfair,
Really, really. It's really tough, but I hope it will be sorted. You're going to that, Arnold, right?
I think so. They're going to let me know. They usually let me know like right at the last minute. So
I will see you there.
Yeah, and also wrap up warm, mate, because Columbus is the coldest place on earth.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, but I've never been anywhere as cold in my life.
Wow, I need to bring a lot of clothes today.
And I'm from Wales. Okay. Well, mate, and also, can we say hello to Petra? Because I feel bad if I don't say hello, Petra. So you're a lovely lady. Also a bikini pro. Well, not also a bikini pro. You're not bikini pro. You're classic. She's bikini. Hello, Petra.
Hi.
How you doing? Hello. Wave, Lauren. Wave to us. How you doing, Petra?
I'm good, thank you. I just work out and I just eat, so I feel great.
Good. That's always a good way. That's a good way to spend your Sunday. So, well, fingers crossed we get this visa sorted for Michael and keep him on track. Keep him, if he gets stressed, waking up in the night, panicking, just stroke his head and tell him everything will be all right. He'll be all fine.
But government, you never know what will happen. This is the problem. But I still hope, to be honest, because
finger across.
I got already visa. I'm just waiting him. I didn't even book the flight, to be honest, because I don't know what's going on, So, yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll get sorted and we'll see you up there in the first call out with Ruffin and all these amazing Alex Cambronero, and they'll be like, oh shit, who's this guy? And I'll be like, hey, I had him on Globe Muscle weeks ago, guys. Come on, get with it, So,
yes, man. Cool, man.
So, Michael, I'm going to let you go, mate, and thank you, Petra, for saying hi. And like I said, hope to see you out in Columbus and kicking ass, mate.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And welcome back to MD Globe Muscle here at the Unrise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. And we're joined Martin the Martian Fitzwater.
How are we doing, guys?
Oh, mate, good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you guys as well. It's been a little while since we've talked.
Mate, the first thing I want to talk about, that was very sneaky. You just jumping in the Fort Legion, doing the Legion Sports. I was like, what the hell? I thought he was done for the season.
Yeah. So honestly, what happened was I shut everything down after Texas, and my body was just so fresh afterwards, and it felt so good that when I came out of my health phase, and blood work was perfect, it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, man, I have enough time. I think I can be in shape. And obviously, I mean, I got in decent shape. We didn't do what I wanted to do out there. But I just, mostly I felt like I missed my peak out there. But it was kind of fun just prepping like that and not having any pressure, not thinking about it at all, just kind of doing my own thing. And it was like, if I decide to do the show, I decide to do the show. And if I get a week out and decide I don't want to do it, then I hadn't even signed up for it until I signed up like the last day that you could sign up to go out there and register for it. So it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, I just want to do this, see if I can get it. And about a week out, I really, really liked how I looked. So it was like, okay, let's pull the trigger on it. Let's go out there. And I was already in Vegas because I kind of was just playing with the idea. And I was like, I want to get acclimated to the Nevada heat if I'm going to kind of do that and stuff. And so it was an easy trip out there, a little plane flight over. And it was cool, man. It was a good experience. I got to meet Sergio, which was cool. We've been friends on social media for a long time. So that was a cool experience to finally get to meet him in person. And then Sean Clarita and I, obviously being Gasp teammates, we've hung around each other a little bit, but we hadn't really got to like talk shop and talk bodybuilding and like hang out. And I got to do that with him backstage and stuff. And then he kicks all of our butts. So it was pretty cool, man. It was a good experience. It was another rookie tag on the chin. I didn't get what I wanted. I went out there for a win, and didn't get that. But other than that, man, it was a perfect experience, and it was exactly what I needed to keep the fire motivated to go this year. So, well,
thing is, you made such a big impact in Texas. Were you? And that was obviously a pro debut. Were you just kind of on a bit of a buzz, and you were just itching to compete again?
Yeah, that was it. And honestly, I felt like I just missed the mark just a little bit in Texas.
Yeah,
my conditioning was just quite as good as I wanted. And conditioning is usually kind of my thing. Like when I won my pro card, I was peeled out of my mind. So I really wanted to just kind of redeem myself in that sense and know that I brought a better package. And honestly, I did to Legion. I just didn't peak it as good as I did for Texas. But now, some cool information. You're kind of the first people to know. I've talked about it just a little bit. But now I'm not coaching myself anymore. I decided to let Branch kind of take the reins on this. So
Branch.
Branch Warren is running the game. So I'm working with my nutrition and stuff, and he's just kind of mentoring me and guiding me. He's made a few changes and manipulations, and we started early December with him kind of giving me his input on what he thought I should do and what I should be doing. As well as now I'm training about twice a week over with Brian Dobson over at the original Metroflex.
Wow.
So, it was something that Branch really thought would be good for me, benefit, obviously, make me a better bodybuilder. And I've done 3 sessions over there now. Absolutely get obliterated every time I go over there. Yeah. It's like life or death, and it's the best experience ever, man. I couldn't ask for a better experience. As you know, I moved to Texas, and best decision I've ever made, man. I got a pretty cool group of people around me that have been my heroes for a very long time.
Right, I had your old training partner, Brett Wilkin, on a couple of weeks ago, and I actually, at that point, I hadn't realized that you'd moved to Texas to, he said it was opportunities with gas, but obviously I've been watching what you've been doing. It looks like it was a good decision. So how did that all come around then? Did you just want to, what was the reason?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things. So honestly, outside of Armbrust and Brett, I really didn't have that much in Denver, to be honest. So that was kind of the limiting factor for me, that I just didn't feel like I kind of felt pigeonholed, if that makes sense. I didn't feel like there was a lot of opportunity to expand and grow, even business wise or bodybuilding wise. And although there is some good mentors there in Colorado, I didn't feel like they were the ones that I really wanted to be mentored by, maybe necessarily. I mean, Brett's probably the best mentor there, and we're kind of close, and we're going to be competing against each other. So that doesn't really work. You know what I mean? And we're best friends, and that was awesome. So that was really, really hard for me. Yeah. Obviously that was the hardest decision was just, did I want to walk away from training with Brett every day? Did I think that was going to hurt me? And at the end of the day, it was like, Brett doesn't make or break me. So, you know, I had to make the decision for me, what was best in other decisions, other parts of my life, as far as business and those things. So, you know, obviously coming here with GASP here, I live 10 minutes from the GASP headquarters.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
I go there. I go in every single day. I'm involved in every single product meeting now. I get to be a bigger part of the company now, which is really cool.
Wow.
Train with Keon every day. So even though I left Brett, I walked into having another partner that's just as intense, trains just as hard, and's got a chip on his shoulder just like I do, that he wants to prove himself to be the next top dog. So, you know, Keon and I train every single day together now. And, you know, with Branch in my corner, we've got to train with Branch quite a few times now. So he just obliterated me a few times. I said, Brian.
Yeah.
Another experience. Keon and I've been, we're both going over there to do that together, because I don't know if anyone would want to do it by themselves. They'd probably die. Somebody to die with you. So, but no, man, it's been an awesome experience, and I do miss Colorado, and I do miss Brett, and I miss the gym there. They just had a posing seminar there yesterday, and I was texting Brett telling him, like, man, I miss you guys. I hope everything went well. You know, it feels weird every once in a while not having him around, but you know, but other than that, it's so awesome here. You know, I have the GASP family. There's so many of us athletes that live right in the area. So we are all kind of involved in the company quite often. Yeah. And then Keon and I are getting really, really close. So we're doing stuff every day together and going and traveling to different gyms. So we actually just went over to the Metroflex Fort Worth on Friday and just trained over there just to check it out. Another really awesome Metroflex hardcore bodybuilding gym. And it's only about, 40 minutes, 50 minutes away from us. So we just hopped in the car and went and hit a session over there. So it's been really fun, man. It's a different experience down here. Yeah. Bodybuilding is a lot more alive in Texas than anywhere that I've ever been. Yeah. These amateur shows, they end up having like crazy amounts of competitors, like 200-300 competitors at just a local level show. So it's insane, man. And it's really cool to see. So I'm actually holding a posing seminar this weekend, this upcoming weekend on Saturday. Brilliant. with Brian Dobson and Branch. So, we'll be doing that at the original Metroflex. And it's just another opportunity to be able to learn from those guys, and have those guys in my corner. So it's been really cool, man.
Please tell me you're thinking of doing the Ronnie Coleman Pro Show in August.
You know what? All right, you'll hear it here first, I guess. But the Texas Pro is the first show on the agenda. That's the one I want, but it's a week before the Ronnie. So there's no reason to not go down to Houston the next week when I'm in shape. And go do that. Brian was just talking to me about it, and he's very involved with Ronnie and helping him promote that. Yeah. So, it's not out of the question. Now, if I go win Texas, maybe hang the boots up, but we'll see what happens.
No. You're committed now. It's a verbal contract. Verbal contract.
Texas, I do want to be Texas's bodybuilder. So if I got to win both Texas shows to claim that title as Texas's bodybuilder, I'll take it. I know Hunter's number 4 in the world, so I still got to knock somebody off.
Yeah.
But we got some time, so we're teaming now, and we're pretty good buddies, Hunter and I. So it'll be a fun battle for the next couple of years. We were just talking about it when we were down in Houston. So we went on that trip to Houston with GASP. It's Iron World Tour. We've been traveling all over. They do this all over the country. They've actually gone to multiple countries. We've been to China. We've been all over Europe. Now we're doing a lot of United States trips. If this ever calms down and the world opens back up, we plan to go back to Europe as much as we can. We love shaking hands. We love being in the fitness community, and we love giving back. That's the biggest thing GASP is involved with, is giving back and going to these these hole-in-the-wall gyms and giving them a spot on the map and showing that they're awesome. And you know, it was really cool. So we went down to Houston. We checked out a couple gyms. We went to NASA, which, I mean, I'm Martin the Martian. I'm a space nerd. So
fantastic.
That was very, very cool for me, and just a super cool experience. We like to do those things that are larger than life, kind of put in perspective for us bodybuilders, like we're monstrosity things that happen. So when we went to China, they went to the Great Wall. You know, Houston, we went to NASA. So these things are very cool that we do. And it's just part of giving back to the community. We like to go out, like I said, shake hands, show that we're just regular guys. You know, it's funny. I've always, same thing happened to me the first time they did it in Denver before I was on the team. Branch came out and I got to shake hands with Branch and you know, he's just a regular guy. And, you know, some of us, I think, forget that sometimes these guys are just regular guys. Yeah. So it's fun to go out and shake hands and do that and show that we are just couple guys that love how to like to train hard and have fun and just love bodybuilding. And you know, it's funny, actually, somebody commented on a picture that I just posted with Branch, and they said, I remember the first picture you posted with Branch in 2019, and that's when they came on the Iron World Tour to Denver, and I was getting ready for a national show, and I said, hey Branch, will you look at me? And it was probably the coolest moment in my amateur career, because Branch looked at me and I did a quad stomp for him, and he was like, oh, your quad strided all the way up. That was awesome. Yeah. And I was like, Branch Warren said my quads look good.
Fantastic.
So, you know, and now he's coaching me and we're best pals, and I get to hang out and talk to him and text him almost every single day. I
bet you're very well supplied with Wicked Cuts jerky as well.
You know what? I haven't twisted his arm too much about it. I think I need to.
Yeah.
I was just telling him that I want to come over to the warehouse and check it out because I haven't been over there yet.
Okay.
So he was like, he's in Denver right now. They just did that posing seminar and he'll be back. So he was like, let's go over there on like Tuesday or Wednesday and check it out. I know you haven't been over, so maybe I'll be able to sneak a box out over there.
No, because it's really low sugar as well, isn't it? Because a lot of because I'm diabetic, and a lot of jerky I can't have because it's very Wicked Cuts is one of those ones. It's actually really good quality. I've spoke to Branch about it. You know, I had him on last year, and because I've known Branch many years. I mean, I actually trained next to him in Metroflex in summer 2012.
Did he scare you to death?
He did scare me to death. I was training shoulders with a friend of mine, and Per Bernal was filming Branch and Johnny training. And it's funny because he said, right, guys, Per says, right, everyone in the gym, he says, if you're in camera shot, please move out the way. And Branch came over and I didn't move out the way because I was actually in the middle of a set. So there was no way I was going to stop. So probably on that video. But yeah, it was so cool. I mean, training in Metroflex. I trained at the other one. Is it Plano? The other one?
Yep. There's quite a few here in Texas.
Yeah.
They franchised, I think, not too long after Ronnie's success in the 2000s.
Uh-huh.
There's like 5 or 6 here in the Dallas area, as well as there's there's one in North Dakota. There's a few kind of spread out throughout the nation. But there's one in Plano. I actually haven't been to that one.
It's nice.
That's on the list of gyms to go to here. We got a couple. So that's one that we haven't checked off the box yet, though. But yeah.
I mean, you're talking about the GASP tour. I mean, when you said GASP family, because I was there at the groundbreaking in 2012 at the original destination.
Yes.
I was there. Branch was there. Zach Khan turned up out of nowhere. Rich Gaspari was there. It was like a big tent, and they started playing Metallica. And then the bulldozer came out and they broke the ground, and it was a really real sort of Flex Lewis was there. And it was just, I mean, thing is with Michael Johansson, the owner and stuff, I went to his house and they had the chef there cooking breakfast for everyone. And you did, honestly, I was only there for a few days, but you do kind of feel like you're part of a family, you know?
Oh, 1,000%. That's a big part of our goal and our agenda and part of GASP is to make sure that everyone feels that way. From ambassador, from fan, all the way up to the athlete. Nobody's different. Nobody is more important for this company than anybody else. We take just as much ambassador opinions and things like that into products as we do the athletes, and that's the part about this company. And it doesn't matter if you're a pro or you're Mr. Olympia or if you're a regular guy, they care about you and they want you to be a part of this. And that's the that's why Michael has been so successful, in my opinion, is because
hang on, consistently successful as well. Because you know what this industry's like. You can be at the top 1 minute and you can be forgotten about the next. This seems to be a lot of how supplement companies and clothing companies, but Gasp, I mean, like I said, I was there at 2012 and it's just been exponential growth ever since. And also, I've got to say this now, 10 years ago, back in 2012, it was at Body Power. We went out for dinner right next to Temple Gym, Dorian's gym. And Michael was part of all the Gasp crew was there. And I said, Michael, please, why don't you start making boots? Like footwear. And he went, I said, because I like my Ultimix, but I only like to wear Gasp when I'm training. It's the only brand I like. It's last, it's good quality, it's worth the money. And he's like, well, we're not really thinking about doing footwear at this point. And then I saw this morning, they're doing the proper footwear.
Zeus.
Yeah, like, oh, gotta get a pair.
That's actually, we're just getting our foot in the door with that. We just released the shoes. They're similar to Atomics. I like them a little better. They have a little bit more foot space. And obviously they got the Gasp logo on them, so that's all that matters. But we're getting our foot in the door with that. With a couple of us being very, very involved with products like Keon and I, you're going to see a lot of cool things come around that are very Branch and Johnny-esque, very hardcore, and a little bit just what we haven't done, but something that's very up our alley. So we have a lot of really cool things in the pipes right now, and a lot of really, really cool things, honestly. I don't want to spill any beans on anything, but we definitely have some awesome things coming to you guys. And again, like I said, you know, it really comes down to they let us be so involved. So, you know, we have a product that we love and we wear constantly. We bring it in and they say, how do we develop it? How do we make it so that you like it better? How do you want it? And that's the coolest part about this. I came here because they wanted me here and they wanted me involved. And it's been an awesome experience, man. I feel like I'm CEO half the time.
Do you know what? I didn't realize you were that involved. I thought maybe they were just, you know, like for using you for filming and photo shoots and modeling the clothing and stuff. So, because I've seen you obviously in the shop, the Gasp shop online and stuff. So I see all you athletes, you know, you're all used, you know, and obviously because you're muscular and that's basically what, you know, the items are targeted for. So I didn't realize you were that involved. That's great.
Yeah. So I mean, they let you be as involved as you want to be involved, right? So not every athlete is this involved, obviously. But because I'm here and I want to be involved and I want to be the next Branch Warren, so I want to be involved as much as I can.
Yeah. Smart.
I love it. I love it. And honestly, man, a big part of it is that I just want to learn from Michael and I want to learn from Branch so that someday when I decide to start my own business, I have all of that up my alley to be able to work with as well. You know, these guys are great father figures for me as well as just mentors and everything else in life, as well as, you know, my boss, I guess, if you want to call Michael that. I don't know if I called him boss, but you know, he calls the shots and he's so good to us. I couldn't ask for a better person to be in my corner. You know, they take very good care of us and they're so supportive in anything we want to do. So,
Laura, can you believe this guy's still 24, yeah?
I just turned 25 this month. I actually turned 25 January 6th. It
blows my mind. I mean, I was trying to think. I've spoke to a lot of American athletes in their early 20s, and I can't get over. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but I just can't. How like you're so like Chris Bumstead and guys like yourself, and that are so sort of got your head so switched on. You know, for where you are, like you've moved twice. I mean, you know, you've not been afraid to uproot yourself and better yourself and take opportunity. You're wanting to be involved. That's the point. You're not just wanting like a paycheck. You're saying, no, Michael, I want to be involved. I want to help grow this company even more. That's great to see, mate.
1,000%, man. I think
smart.
You know, I've sat back and I watched the guys that have been successful in bodybuilding and not just successful in bodybuilding, but done successful there and in life.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Branch, you look at Jay Cutler. You know, these guys, very successful businesses. They also have very successful investments. So, you know, I watched Jay. I've studied Jay. Jay is very big into real estate, which is something that I'm working and getting my foot in the door with, as well as I worked a long time in construction, as you know, before. So as soon as I can get my own rental homes, I'll be able to do the work on them. So that's something that I've really put a lot of effort into, and I hopefully by next year I'll have my first home, and be working on that, as well as now I'm learning from Branch and Michael on how to run a business. So, I have my Martin the Martian t-shirts. I'm actually have 3 more t-shirts coming out. And I'm just learning from these guys, how to do these things, what's the best way, what's the cheapest way, without cutting corners, without, shorting my customers. And really, I've just learned so much, and I'm just trying to soak it all in. I know I'm just a baby in the industry. And so if I can just soak up what these guys have done in the past and take from that, like I said, Branch is my hero, man. And if I can even do half of what he's done in his career, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
A couple Arnold Classics would be pretty cool to have, and any placing in the top 5 of the Olympia is a dream come true. So, the rest of it will come with time, and Branch is a perfect example of just, if you work hard enough, anything will happen for you. So I'm just here to work. I'm just here to sit back and take them on the chin, and whenever my time comes, it'll come. So.
I'll never forget, because I was at the 2011 and 2012 Arnold Classic that Branch won, and I was never a huge fan of his physique until I saw him in the flesh.
Yeah.
And then he came out by himself at the Arnold Classic, and I sat back in my seat and I went, holy shit, I didn't realize. Like, sometimes they say you have to see, like, say, Dorian in photos, that, you have to see them in the... And when I saw him, when he came out by himself and hit that front relaxed, I was just like, holy crap. This guy is just, and I saw him at the Olympia as well, 2010 as well. And but you know what? There's a lot of people in life, in the industry, that wait for opportunity and they'll maybe take it. But you're someone that's actually gone after it and created it.
If you watch these guys that have been successful, they were that way. They never sat back and waited. I think if you wait, the problem is with that is it might be too late.
Yeah.
Someone might see your potential, but it might have been too late after that, and you might not be the young gun that you once were. Right now, I know my potential is great, but I know that if I get the right people in my corner, that's how I'm going to win. So, Branch, he was very successful early on, and then the original Metroflex molded him into the freak of nature that he turned into. And chasing guys like Ronnie, I don't have somebody here right now in Texas that's a freak that I'm trying to battle with and wait as much. But I have a training partner that is maybe the biggest freak of nature that I've ever met in my life. So he might be smaller than me, but he can bang just as much weight as me, and we have so much fun battling every day. It's a blast, man. So honestly, I live a dream. I don't have a complaint in the world. I don't feel like I ever work. Even these product meetings and stuff, it's not a job, man. If this is work, then you haven't worked a real job, because construction, that was work. This is fun. This is way fun.
I was just about to say, Matt, I says you're literally living the dream right now.
Yes, absolutely, man. And you know what? I created the dream, so that's the coolest part for me. I didn't, like you said, I didn't let it sit back and let it happen for me. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Texas. I'm going to make sure Branch is in my corner. I'm going to be part of GASP. I'm going to be a face. Whether they want me to be a face or not, that's how it's going to work. Of course.
And
I guess they like me a little bit, so they'll keep me around. It's just been fun, man. And I'm just chasing it as hard as I can and having a blast doing it.
It's clear, mate. And do you know what? Because you become a product of your environment, good or bad, and you've put yourself in literally probably literally the best place you can be. You've got Gas, so you've got business mentors, you've got father figures, you've got Branch Warren looking over you and advising you, guiding you. And the thing is, your pro career has barely started. I mean, you've done 2 shows. Everyone knows who you are, and your name is growing. It's going to just keep growing. So if you can create all these streams of revenue and these opportunities, and you're getting fully involved, I mean, it's the bodybuilder thing will just be like a hobby you get paid for.
1,000%, man. And that's the goal, seeing where the guys that did that really worked on that in their career, where they are now.
Branch and Jay.
Yeah,
Ronnie.
you know, look at where they're sitting. And they have very successful businesses. They have beautiful families. You know, Branch and Trish are the most beautiful couple on the planet, and they have a beautiful little girl that's amazing at gymnastics. And it's so cool to see Branch be crazy excited about like gymnastics and horses and stuff. You know, so it's cool to see different side of him. It's cool to see the father figure side of him and stuff. Like I said, you know, it's crazy that my hero is now my mentor. Cool. I couldn't ask for a cooler situation, man. Like you said, I live a dream.
Yeah, no, like I said, when I heard that you left, Carl, I was like, what's going on? So, but to hear that everything's just going so well, I'm so happy for you, mate. It's so great to hear. So, what are the plans for 20? Oh, God, you just told me the 2 pro shows in August. Texas and Ronnie then.
Yeah, so I'm about to kick an off-season off here. I'm going to start grow mode here February 1 probably is what Branch said. We're going to start kicking my food up then.
Yep.
And really eat as much as we can. I've been holding a really, really nice condition here at about 245, 250.
Mate, I can tell by your face, because especially the younger lads, you know, when they're in the off-season, a lot of them tend to get, you know, they're old school bulkers and stuff, but you look really lean. You can see in the shape, everything's kind of popping, you know?
Yeah. So I'm in really good condition right now. Quads are striated.
Wow.
Glutes are boxed and just barely striated. And I haven't been doing anything for the last 8 weeks. So, you know, we're going to come in February ready to throw some punches, and it'll be fun to see where I can go. I think Branch is thinking maybe 270 range, which would be about 10 pounds bigger than I've ever been before. Yeah. And I think that's very doable because I've never been this big just starting off, and I feel really fresh. Body feels good. You know, health markers are so good. Very, very excited for that. I took a nice break over Christmas and spent time with the family, you know, and then we've been training really, really hard coming back. Like I said, we've been training with Brian and stuff. So, you know, that'll just be the next level, the next step to be even that much better as soon as I start grow mode, and then training with him and everything else is going to be just a wildfire, I think.
I tell you what, because I've been involved with the body media since 1995. And obviously, I've every step of every way of all the different the pros and everything. But I tell you what, I did a piece in MD next month, I think it was, the rise of the 20-something. There's a generation coming through now that literally, I think within a couple of years, like we could see top 6s at the Olympia and the Arnold completely different, because for many years it was just the same names mixed up and then a few new names that would get 13th or 14th. But I tell you what, I think like literally the Olympia in the next couple of years could be just all you guys.
1,000%. No, I think you're 100% right. Somebody just asked me recently what I thought about, the 90s comments. And I said, I do think that 90s bodybuilding was better than bodybuilding for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. Or for the past, 8 years-ish, somewhere in there, has been hit or miss. There's only been 3 to 5 guys that are really home run hitters. Mm-hmm. And now you're about to see 90s bodybuilding back, because there's about 15 of us that all want it really, really bad. Hang on. And we're all very young.
You got you at 25, you got Nick Walker, you got Rafael Brandeo, you got Regan Grimes, Vlad Suhorochkal, Amir Omaragic, Quinton Area. You guys are. You're really, really. You're literally your next show. You could go in and win both those shows in August. That's a very, very strong reality. And I think honestly, the Olympia and all the pro show ones, I think we're going to see a real surges of guys taking either the first places at the shows or like top 5, top 6 Olympia that could be under 30. And 5 years ago, the guys weren't even hitting their stride till they were 40, but now it seems to have shaved off a decade.
Yeah. Honestly, but that's where bodybuilding was right at the end of Lee Haney. These guys they were still young. They were still very young, and they were still very, very talented. So it's cool to see that it's back, and it's so exciting. Like you said, all those guys. You have Hunter.
Hunter, God, he's like 30 now, isn't he? Is he 30, about 29, 30, something like that?
Hunter's 28.
God.
Maybe just turned 29.
Wow.
And Brett is like 31.
Yeah. He's the old man. He's the old man of the group, isn't he?
Right,
31.
literally.
31. Oh my God. Wow.
So, yeah, man, it's insane. It's bodybuilding is so exciting right now. Like, as outside of being the athlete, as a fan of bodybuilding, I'm so excited. Like, even just ready for the Arnold. It's time to go out there and watch that. That's going to be something else. This is a cool lineup, you know?
So I spoke to Brett, and he reckons because he was 242 at Chicago and he took second to Hunter. And I've been looking at his pictures, and I've noticed, because I always thought if they had a weak pose, it was frontal bicep, because he maybe lacked a little bit of fullness in the upper body compared to the lower body. But I've been seeing shots, and it looks like the 8 pounds, because he said he reckons he'll be about 8 pounds heavier. So he'll be around 250. It looks like it's all gone to the right places. And I mean, there's people thinking that he could possibly even pull a win at the Arnold, you know?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. I mean, I will never count Brett out. I think that Brett is one of the top guys. He's going to be top 5 in the Olympia in the next 3 years. There's no question in my mind.
Yeah.
Just purely based off of how hard he works. And it's going to, if anything, Brett doesn't have a weakness. So that's where his chance is going to be, as well as Brett will be peeled out of his mind. That's not a question. You know, that's one thing that he does very well. He's very, very on top of that. He gets in condition fairly quick, and he'll be in shape. So I don't count him out. I see him, Bonac, and Curry in the top 3.
Yeah.
Bonac looks very, very impressive. I like the size that I've seen put on him, as long as he brings his sharpness that he normally brings. We see one of the better Bonacs that we've seen in a while, as well as Curry. You know, Curry hasn't missed in a long time. He looked great at the Olympia. He'll bring a great package. Now, that being said, Brett's legs are much better than his, and I think Brett will beat him in conditioning. So Curry's going to have to bring a very good package. Bonac, conditioning wise, is very similar to Brett. I think he'll bring a very similar package in conditioning. But Bonac, he does have a couple of flaws. You know, he had those issues with the nerve issues with his quads, and they don't have the crazy sweep that they used to have. And Brett has some very, very bubbly legs. So he has some spots that he can really showcase if he poses strong and hits poses against those guys when their flaws are showing. I think Brett has a great chance at winning, man. You know how it comes. It comes down to the last man that poses the hardest and who's not sweating at the end and huffing and puffing. So, you know, that will really be the game changer. And I know that Brett's doing the work. I don't know how these other guys, you know, I don't know how they train. I've never been around them. So I can't vouch for their hard work, but I can vouch for his. And I know that he'll be up there in the top 3, no question.
If that happens, that's going to be a real changing of the guard. Because, I mean, you've got like guys like Hunter jumping into top 5 now. You know, the new guys coming through, people like yourself and Brett and Hunter. And, you know, and the thing is, we've got the guys like Rafael Brandao and we've got Samson Dauda. You know, we've got Nathan De Asha potentially. We've got... who else is in the lineup? I forgot now. But you know, it's like it's you know there could be a real shake-up this year.
I'm very excited to see Samson, as well as Regan. Both of those two, I think, will be in the top. I think they could both be in the top 5. I think they're both very, very talented. I spent a good bit of time around Regan during my Legion prep, and he's a very talented young man. Man, I'm excited to see his career as well. So. You know, him and Milos have created a very cool team.
Have you seen Milos destroying him every day? I mean, Milos films everything, and I actually almost to the point of feeling sorry for Regan sometimes. I think, oh my God, that poor guy, he's absolutely bullying him. He's beasting him in the gym every day. Because obviously he's got to bring out the best. Because I went and filmed Jamie the Giant last week, who's been prepped by Milos, and you know, and I'm filming him training, and he's like, "Do you think Milos will be happy with this? Do you think Milos? Do you think you know?" It's like, because he knows he's going to be watching everything, and he'll be, Jamie, you're not training hard enough. I told you to do 8 exercises, not 6. You know?
No,
train harder.
That's funny that you say that, because I feel the same way about Branch. You know, it's like I'm not gonna ever post a training video unless it's badass. Cause gonna hear about it from him, you know. And it's funny, we trained back out in Houston, and you can see it on one of the Gasp YouTube videos, but he's giving me shit, and we're doing single arm dumbbell rows, and he says, all right, I'm old enough to be your daddy, so if you don't beat me, you're doing another set. And I was like, I'm not doing another set. So I went in and ripped that son of a gun for like 4 more reps in him each arm. And he was like, all right, fair enough, you know, gave me the nod. And it's like just one of those things when it's like, all right, you know, you get the nod from Branch, you know, you're working your ass off. So
I'm so happy that day I got to watch them training, because they were doing shoulders and they were doing seated barbell press, like free bar off the rack, you know, in the squat racks. And they were doing like 3 plates a side, and I think they got like 20 reps with it. And I spoke to Johnny afterwards. I says, Johnny, I said, I can't believe what I've just seen. Like, well, how many reps was that? 18? He says, no, I was like 20, 21. We could kind of count. We maybe, you know. He said, he said, oh, that's nothing. We've done like 30 reps. And I was like, what? With that much weight that some guys struggle to squat, and you're just throwing it up like it's nothing. To see that visually is, I mean, even on video is impressive, but to see it in real life in front of you and the intensity, it was just like, my God. I mean, I can imagine what it'd been like when the Ronnie days, you know, when there's Ronnie and Branch and Johnny there, and I bet that place is just electric.
Yeah. Oh man, I've got to hear the old stories that nobody else has got to hear, man. And there's some battles in there that have been wild. I know that one time Ronnie and Branch got in a deadlifting battle, and I guess Branch was kind of kicking Ronnie's butt. So Ronnie just kept saying, put plates on. And they just put plates on until Branch couldn't lift it anymore, and Ronnie got a single, and then he said, okay, we can be done with deadlift now.
Oh, man.
So that's the kind of hardcore crap that went on there. You know, it's like, you ain't going to beat the king. He's going to find a way to beat you somehow. So, you know, it's cool, man. And like you said, there's something about it. We've been, the sessions that we've been put through with Brian is like, I've never been through anything like that in my life. I've definitely had to pull some demons out of myself that I've never thought were there.
Well, I spoke to Ronnie a few weeks ago, and I said, really, it was on his podcast, Nothing But a Podcast, and I said, literally, I said, if it wasn't for Brian, I says, you know, did Brian show you how to hit your first lat spread? And Ronnie laughed, and he said, Giles, he says, I didn't even know what a lat spread was. He says, of course, Brian told me how to do everything. But you know what? It's like they say, like, you become a product of your environment. You put a goldfish in a small tank, it stays small. You put it in a big tank, it grows. And I think that's why, because I've been in that gym, and they're all monsters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know that, you know, the thing when we train with Brian is he's saying stuff to me, like whispering in my ear when I'm getting ready to squat, like, you know, this is the same squat rack Ronnie squatted 800 pounds on. You know, I'm like about to do 405, and I'm like, God damn, I'm only doing half. I better get some reps.
Yeah.
You know, so it's crazy. And he's a psychopath. So Brian learned how to train from Tom Platz. Most people don't know that. I didn't know that. But Brian got pulled into the gym by Tom Platz when he was just a teenager, and he trained with Tom. And he took that, and he definitely learned how to kill himself. So there's nothing that we do that's low volume. He puts as much weight as he can get on the damn thing. Yeah. And he tells you to get 50, or he tells you to get 25. There's no low reps with Brian. So, you know, we start every session with leg extensions, and it sets 100, 75, 50, 50, whoa, 20. Oh yeah, no, we work, man. He's out to kill you. And if that doesn't kill you, then we move on to the next thing, and it's time to kill you. So this last time we supersetted leg extensions and belt squat. It was sets of 50 and sets of 25 on the belt squat with like 7 plates aside. I mean, there's no lightweight, there's nothing, man. It's all out war. And you know, I'm laying on the floor between every set. I'm trying not to puke between every set, and it's definitely fight or flight the whole time, and there's nothing better. There's no better feeling in the world.
You're sending me back to when I used to train legs with it. I was 19, 20 with this, and we used to watch the Ronnie Coleman videos. We used to watch the Dorian Yates Blood and Guts, and I'd get on the bus for an hour, go to the gym, we train legs together. and he used to. I used to do the light. I'd say I was light. It's light, and I'd be like 4.5 plates or something. And my mate used to put the belt on. He used to headbutt the cork board, the notice board.
Yeah.
He used to like that. It was just like real like crazy shit, you know, because you just watch Ronnie do whatever, and you're like, it's like oh my god, and then you're literally your nosebleeds and passing out and bursting blood vessels in your eyes and throwing up. And we used to fill the sinks full of cold water afterwards and just literally dunk our heads in them, and then we just go up and sit on the sofas upstairs for like 20 minutes completely zoned out. Oh man, those days. And it's because of people like Ronnie, because of people like Brian that showed Ronnie. Tom Platt showed Brian showed Ronnie showed, you know, and Brian's showing you. It's like the next generation coming through, man. So cool.
No, it's next level, man. It's funny these giving me shit because the last time we trained legs, it was pretty cold here for Texas cold, you know. It's like 40 degrees outside or something, and I'd take my off and go lay on the concrete outside, and they're like, "You're crazy, it's cold out there." I'm like, I'm from the mountains, it's hot here, y'all are crazy, like I'm dying, you know? I'm like, then Brian's like, "Man, when it gets 110, this old boy, he gonna die." I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lose 15 pounds in a session, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
God. Well, I filmed Jamie the other weekend last week, and he had steam coming off him when he was doing the Milos Giant sets at the end. I said, I've tried filming it, and I said, you got literally steam coming off you.
Love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's so hot here, man. It's next level for me. I'm not used to it yet, but I'll acclimate to the heat eventually. It's funny. Keon trains in a sweatshirt every day, and I'm like stripped down, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. So
training in your posing trunks and your flip flops.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh mate, it's been great. It's been a great catch up, and I'm just so happy that the move has gone well and that you're thriving and everything seems to be going well for you. And I'm just really excited to see what you're bringing this year, mate, because like I said, you're part of this next generation, mate, the changing of the guard. And I think we're going to see some shocks this year. I think we're going to see, like I saw on the email from the Arnold, it says, come and see the Bonac versus Curry. And it's like, and it's almost like in years previous, you'd be like, yeah, that's going to be the top two. Everyone's fighting for third, fourth. But you know what? That might change. I've got a feeling with the surge of that it's not just the quality, but the quantity of the younger, good guys like yourself who are really hungry, who've got your heads on right, that literally could be, like, Brett could go in. He could win this, It's crazy to think. But I've got a funny feeling that we're going to see some big shakeups this year.
I think so too, man. I won't make any promises yet, but I'll just say that I'm here in Texas and I'm trying to work as hard as I possibly can every single day, man. So nice. If I take anything this year, I'm going to take Branch's work ethic and I'm going to mold it into my own. And if I can do that, I think all the rest will fall into place. Yeah. I don't think I have anything to worry about as long as I can work that hard. Or even try to mimic that. If I can match 80% of that work, I think I'll be right there with these top guys throwing punches. So
you've got that hunger. I can see it in your eyes. And when you talked about training, I could see you I could feel it. I could feel it welling up inside you. Like, I want to go train now. I mean, you've got Brian Dobson, you've got Branch Warren, you've got Gasp. It's just you're in a really good place at the moment, mate. So like I said, I'm really excited to see what you're going to be bringing this year, mate. So Martin, it's been fantastic. Please give my best to Michael as well. So, and I will be ordering the Zeus and also the black hoodies, with the orange writing. They're the relentless ones.
Yes, you got to, and that one is amazing. We got some other things in the pipe works for limited edition stuff that's coming along too. So be on the lookout, man. We know you'll be rocking the Gasp stuff, so.
Well, pretty much when I'm not in this, I literally live in Gasp, head to toe. The only thing is I've had Otomics I love it. Of the Otomics, but they've got to go because they're on their last legs now, the camo ones. Yeah. I want to be living in Zeus and the shoes and the Gasp and the hoodies because I love them. I do, don't I? Yeah, pretty much. I do. I completely live in them.
Let me talk to Michael. We'll see if we can get you a suit jacket that's Gasp.
Yeah, tiger striped.
There we go.
All right then, Martin, I'll let you go, mate. And thank you so much for coming on and giving us an update for the year ahead. And like I said, just excited for what comes next for you, mate.
Amazing, man. Anytime you guys want to hear from me, I'll come back on anytime. So thank you so much, and we'll be talking soon.
Thank you, Martin. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
One of them here got cameras. What the fuck thing going on? Light work. Stay okay then, yeah? Not trying. Yeah. More, set this. Take this. Okay. Another step, lads, another step. What's that in? Do a little loving step this time. Down 8 you. Look at 8 you saying, what are you doing? I'm going to keep me on doing it. Push you. Alright, push it. Last one in it. Honeymoon period is finished. Now, we're back at it. Okay, get your beans, get it. Get it? And then again, not a lot. Technique. One of the other tools. So we one level crumble. But then he had chocolate cake and custard. Then Danny. Go on. What is you like? Yeah. Where are you? Like then? Yeah. Want some money, man? What's that? What's that? Smith. What did you say? There's that. I want that. No, that. There's not more that. What's that? What? Stick with this one, fair like. Even now, lad. Back on the gear. Back on it, lad. Not nasty no more. Back on this shit, lad. Up already. 1, 2, 3. Back, yeah. Come on. Right for it? After that, right for it. Everyone on the video, oh, we're going to do a side grip and that. Go on again. Walk that, bench it in. Lift the weight, put it back, lift it. Come on now, look. Actually, I can't push the foot. Right here. Now to the other side. Op je scouting dan nog. Ga je scouting van wat? 2 volts. Northern thing. Op je legs. Op je legs. Push. Push, kid. One more. Don't know what you want to hear me. Says it. Open your legs. When you come back to push. Push there. Back. Wide, yeah. Thank you, go to me. Want to go out on this company? This CBD company? What do you mean? I said, short the fucking bill off and make me so. You know what I mean? But what no need buy CBD off in here, CBD? And actually for it. Actually, the cream is going on cream, yeah, it's got cream. It's going on oil, chocolates like that. It's not you out. It's trying me. Fuck you on today. That's a strong one. That see-through one, like it's got like a yellowy colour one. The yellowy colour one is not CBD, it's THC. That's why it makes it so. CBD does not make it so. I think that's nicely. So you pop on that CBD or THC. That's delta 8 what it's got. That's THC. Who's trying to make one? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Fuck yeah! Come on! Let's push. Easy. Yeah! Push, push. Come on. Strong, come on, push. I get that. Come on, push. Good. I get it. One more. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Right there. Fucking do this. Fucking pause. Bang. Then again. Yeah. Same. Bang it. Don't stop the weight. You know what I mean? Dead stop. But don't deaden the weight like that. Go. What weight? You know what I mean? And it. We don't 3 and we don't 2 last time. Yeah. Do 2 after you. What it is. Here's the one that. Easy now. I feel like it. What? Work. Inside, good. 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 We're with you. Push. Finish it. Fucking hell. Felt that, man. Yeah. Finish there, yeah? It's a fly then. Oh, dude, pick one. Yeah, you like to pick one. I'm not going to fucking do them, just get exercise. Dumbbell. Come on. See what that's saying? Oh, I'm not good at doing then. Just playing chest, eh? Someday you have to go with it. Big plan on what? One. Oh, my shit is there, man. Like that one, yeah. Light one, 32 next. 32 next there. 40, yeah. 42. What are you going for? Walking out, it's Friday. No, it's okay, I've got till Friday, I think. Up here, on this fucking, and that's it. Come on. And again. Finish it. Fuck off. Is that not Panata? I don't know if it's good. Fucking hell, Dylan. I'm talking about a fucking job. Fucking work, lad. Fuck off, Curtis. Fuck off. Too long, lad. It's raining here. next engine. So, 25 grand to send me out. I'm going to be only paying 25 to 40 grand for the front and the back. So, back like out. So, I'm not just trying to do it, lads. Yeah, lad. You can't do nothing with me, lad. I asked him. Hang me from the bench. You walk a bench. I've got a drill. Come on, kid. Tuesday on the treadmill upstairs. Doing well, lad. Doing well. What's sent off on the front? I'm not. You didn't even touch it. Hey, that big black kid. What's she coming up? Yeah, it's getting better, lad. He's in here tomorrow, doing running tomorrow. I'm upstairs about half an hour with him. Running and lunges. Well,
really big in football because it's not even just the shot, it's like control on the ball. Like,
it's football IQ, like, it's like it's
high
good,
for the day.
That's what's all about.
Kids just run.
What I've been doing, you go to the match, yeah, and I say to him, how did he score the goal? So, every that fucking ice hockey player, the best woman's name fucking what his name is, ice hockey player, lad. His dad fucking every ice hockey game. I said to him, how did he score that goal? And they got to tell him how he scored the goal.
Lead up to it.
Yeah, how did he run? Block. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Come on.
I was going to pull his pants off. I was about to fucking get me phone out.
What? Push. Come on. Hey! Gretzky, name is that Gretzky? Gretzky. Yeah. I'll say it one time, what about scoring? What about Andy?
Okay, guys, it is hot news segment for season 4, episode 47. 127 of MD Glove Muscle. Right, okay then. Now, remember the last week, the show I was talking about the Saudi Classic that I couldn't find anything on. The only news I had was that Ahmed Ashkanani was doing it, and Abdul Haraman, the guy from looks like Weapon X, the cute I forgot his name. I can't even say his name. He was on last week. Check it out, episode 46. Right, okay, we're going to go to Bodybuilders Without Borders because there's only 2 outlets that have really actually done any sort of promo for this. So, shocker, Ahmed Ashkanani won this one. He's, was it Romania he won? Romania? No, Romania. Did he? No. Oh, I can't remember. Like I said, there was that many shows at the end of last year. But yes, he won Romania and he won Egypt. I want to say Egypt. Oh, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Well, anyway, basically he's going into the Olympia now, the 2022 Olympia, with 2-3 wins already. So maybe he'll catch up with Angel Calderon, because Angel Calderon went into the 2021 Olympia with 4 pro wins. I think it was 4 pro wins and 3 qualifications of the following year, because 1 qualification was for the 2020 Olympia. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, so Ahmed Ashkanani, it's good prize money as well, $20,000. So it's very, to be honest, that apart from the Olympia, because I think the Olympia is $50,000 for the 212. But I mean, it's unusual to even see $10,000 for the 212s. So $20,000, I'm assuming it's American dollars. That's impressive. That's good prize money. So I'm just surprised he didn't give it more kind of hype and publicity. Maybe they just didn't. No, they wouldn't not want good competitors to come over. Do you think they just wanted their guys in, or? I have no idea. I mean, that's what people sometimes hint at, but didn't hear that from me. But yeah, so Ahmed Ashkanani in first place. Here we are there. Like I said, I cannot get used to him with hair. Looks so weird. Has he dyed it black?
Yes.
It looks very black. I'm guessing he's grown his hair. It's got a bit grey. And he thought, I'm going to dye it. I mean, that's not much of a... Obviously, it's a very low-quality phone picture, and I'm zooming in, but the leg separation looks pretty good here, actually, I've got to say. And second place was the guy that we actually flashed up last week in Hot News, is Mohammed Al-Zami. I've already reached out to this guy because I want to get him on, because I remember last week there was some posing footage, upper body, and he really stood out to me. I thought, God, this guy looks absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, he took second place. There he is there. We're going to bring his Instagram account up next after this one. Third place was Anwar Bleach. I've never heard of this gentleman. Fourth place was I'm going by their Instagram handles. Al-Kashdi. Fifth was Nassem QTR. And sixth place was Nasser Sayed, who was 7th place at Olympia. So, I mean, that's quite a low placing, really, for someone that has just taken 7th place at the Olympia. You know, you'd expect him to be kind of one of the front runners, really. I mean, he was 1 place behind Ahmed Ashkanani at the Olympia, because Ahmed Ashkanani was 6th in 2021. He was second, 4th, 5th, 6th, I think. Anyway, so I'm sure that's his Olympia placings. But basically, he's been kind of slipping down. So Nasser was only 1 place behind him, or 2 places behind him at the Olympia. So he's dropped to 6th. I mean, this is him here. I mean, he looks pretty good there. But obviously, the competition was so strong. So Al-Kashdi, 4th. That's him there. That's the guy I was talking about. The guy with a really nice X-frame. So yeah, so that's pretty much... That's pretty much all there is really on that. Well, there's a little bit more. But so, yeah, here we are. Obviously, Ahmed Ashkanani winning. Looks great. Looks great. I wonder why he did it, though. Do you think it was just for the prize money? Because he's already qualified for the Olympia. What was the reason he did that?
Loves to compete.
Loves to compete. Well, maybe there's like a bit of a national pride thing, you know, with it being in the area. Saudi Classic. I don't even know who ran the show. Maybe any scorecards from the show? No. Nonsense. No live story. Yeah. Bodybuilding 20. We have no actual video online of the show. We are still living in the Stone Ages. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Well, that's a good point actually, because there is no. I mean, that's. I mean, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more on this show. I mean, it's good prize money, great lineups. It's one of the only shows of the season right now, so I would like to have seen a little bit more, maybe a live stream, or come on guys, promote these shows. I mean, I don't know, I don't know, I just expected to, hopefully, it was the same with the Q8 Classic a couple of times. There's no promo, there was no build-up, everyone showed up, got great prize money, and then just disappeared, you know, so... promotion of shows is so important. It's not just about putting on a good show and getting good prize money, and you know, it's about letting the fans around the world, because we're all digital online now. And this is another one. Neil Curry, the British Classic. I'm gonna have to get this guy on as well. Neil Curry, working with Milos. Yeah, Neil Curry. Yeah, so he had a great season last year. I don't know him. I've never spoke to him. Have you met him? No, Neil Curry. So, yeah, but he had some great results last year. Some good, very good placings. 16 kilo up from the stage, 5 kilo up from the start of last year's prep. That's the numbers. Now it's time to bring the condition of Milos. Yeah, so pretty pouty. So, yeah, great. Well, this guy's, flying out of the gate last year with his rookie year competing. So he's doing fantastic. So like I said, we'll have to get him on MD Global Muscle, find out a little bit more about him. This is a nice physique. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. Oh, shit. This guy, Yazdan Rahmatabadi, is 40% loading. Look at his arms. Look at that. They're almost Lee Priest. Not quite. But look at the tiny waist. Yeah, let's have a look at a bit more. Oh, fantastic back. Great separation. So what's he doing? So he's classic. Is he pro? Regan Grimes, crazy arms. Regan Grimes comments a lot on Instagram. Yeah. He comments. I like it when athletes comment on other athletes. It's nice to, because the thing is, it's like Martin Fitzwater had in this episode. A lot of these bodybuilders are actual, and this is a weird thing to say, they're actual fans of the sport. So they follow it, and they respect and appreciate good physiques like this. Look at that! He's absolutely born for classic. This guy. See, that's the good thing about these new categories. These physiques, these guys can be superstars. Imagine if Chris Bumstead and the classic hadn't been around. He'd probably be a pretty average pro. He'd probably consider too small. I don't know. As he is now, would he do well in an open? Would he make top 10 or top 6? Or, would he have, such a huge fan base as he does? So, but yeah, great physique on this guy. I saw Josh last week. Josh Marley. There he is. Do you know what? These photos don't do him justice. He's absolutely freaking huge in real life. He was training at Jamie the Giant's gym. He's just finishing up his training, and I couldn't believe, he looks big there, but if you see him in real life, you're like, holy shit. He looks as big as Jamie, and Jamie's a monster. This guy, 328 pounds, 6'6". Wow. So, is he pro yet? I don't know whether he's pro. I think he's trying for his pro card, and I think he's just missed out on it a couple of times. But yeah, he does look good when he diets down as well. He gets very good condition, nice X-frame, nice wide shoulders, small waist. Needs to bring the arms up. But I tell you what, his arms last Monday look bloody massive. They're really thick. So anyway, right, okay. Anything else on here? Anything else worth looking at? Oh, Brazil. That's the Brazilian show, isn't it? I recognize the lighting in the backdrop. Oh, what have I done? Look at this guy. A Brazilian giant killer in the making. Vittorio Porto. Road to Pro. This guy is amateur. Wow. Yeah. The thing is, you got to realize that there's a lot of pro cards being given out and a lot of talent coming through to the pro. But there's also a lot of good physiques still floating about in the amateurs. And literally, it's probably only a matter of time before this guy turns pro. But what a lovely physique. Wow. He's dry. He's conditioned. I'm guessing, looking by the height of him, he'd probably make a very good 212. He looks maybe, 5'6", maybe? He looks short, doesn't he? He looks not tall. So, yeah. Oh, look at this guy's waist. Wow. I'll tell you what, I would love to go to a Brazilian show. In fact, I might start watching some live streams of the Brazilian pro shows and the amateurs, because there is just an unbelievable amount of talent coming from Brazil at the moment. Ramondino, Marcelo De Angelis. That's just the classic guys. Rafael Brandeo, Franciel Matos, the current wellness Olympia champion from Brazil. Look at that. This guy's great. Look at great conditioning. Yeah, symmetry, proportion, great thickness. So, yeah, here's a guy that will surely be hitting the pro ranks as soon as he gets a pro card. But, pressing things. So extend it. Right, okay. Okay, we're going to go on to our next one. This is the Mohammed Al-Zami, who I was just mentioning, who got second in the 212. This was the video we showed last week. Look at this guy's upper body. Look at that. Just his arms and lats just... He reminds me of that... what's that Spanish guy called? He's got a really big following. Fernando something. I forget, whatever. If you know the guy's physique, you might see resemblance of his physique. But that real nice kind of everything just kind of opens up in those front poses. But yeah, this guy took second at the Saudi Classic. So 6 days out. I'm guessing he's prepped by George Farah, because George Farah, why would he be commenting otherwise? So yeah, I think is he a George Farah client? I think George Farah does really well with clients in the Middle East. You know, so Ahmed Ashkenani. I can't read that. Ahmed Ashkenani. I can't read it. Yeah. So this guy. So I think we're going to get him on. First, Mr Olympia 2015. Obviously, the amateur Olympia, the actual Mr Olympia. First world champion 2012. First Arab champ 2007. First Asia champ 2006, 2011. 9 times. So this guy's been around competing at least 2006, which is 16 years ago. So this guy's been around a while. So he's obviously, I don't know where he. Oh yeah, they are George Farah. Yeah, it's obviously his coach. Oh, we can't do the translate thing. Bugger. So yeah, George Farah as well. In good health again after fighting cancer. So great to see him looking a bit more filled out. Because he went I think the chemo and everything. He lost a lot of weight. It was he lost all his size and muscle and everything. I mean, obviously, it was more important to stay alive, like. But he was. But it looks good. Looks like he's put a bit of size back training and everything else. So yeah, this guy, yeah. So I will leave this one because I want to. I think we'll get him on next week, hopefully, and we'll find out more about him and and get. He's going to come on with because I've already reached out to him. Get him on with a translator. So I've already had a message off him. So yes, we'll find out more on this guy. Second in, beating some very, very, some good 212s, and probably picked up a nice chunk of prize money as well. So that's always a bonus. Right, again, going to go Syria's. Completely forgot why. Oh yeah, he's actually got some video footage of the Saudi Classic. So here we are. This is the guy, Mohammed Al-Zami. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, nice physique. Got the legs as well, good legs, because obviously it was just upper body posing that we showed last week. Oh, hang on, should move his head. Posing looks nice. Tell you what, that is a really nice physique. He could do little tiny bit more legs, couldn't he? Just a touch more legs, maybe even just a bit more separation. Because sometimes, if you get your legs really separated, and it's more. It's better than actually having slightly smaller legs, but having them really well separated and having big chunky legs with no separation. They just look like big blobs otherwise. So, yeah, so second place. So I'm assuming, is that his tiny waist, great X-frame, glutes, hamstrings all in. He's on his, I tell you what, I mean, that's bad cell phone footage. Can't believe I'm saying cell phone. Mobile phone, we say in the UK. But this guy's a bit of a find, actually. God, there's so many good guys coming from the Middle East. I mean, Hadi and Rami obviously put bodybuilding really on the map in sort of the Egypts and Irans and like that pose.
That's my favorite one.
What, the most muscular? Why is that? It's not very artistic. I thought you liked all the aesthetics and the.
I like it because I think it's like they're super passionate. They're just like
and it's always saved till last.
Yeah.
The most muscular. And my favorite one was my hands on hip. That was I did the trap over, but I don't think I had a very thick chest. So, but I had good shoulders, good traps, and a nice shoulder to waist. So that's why that one always suited my physique best. But I tried different variations. It didn't look right. I think you've got to, with any variation of a pose, you've got to find the right variation that suits your physique and stick to it. So, who's this then? Is this Ahmed Ashkenani, I'm guessing? Yep, here we go. Yeah, he's such a monster. Has he tanned his face?
Yes.
No, he hasn't. No. Looks a bit. I mean, you always know what you're going to get with Ahmed Ashkenani. I mean, the guy is just a freak. I remember, funny enough, I was on a podcast once with Luke Sando and James Hollinshead, and that was the first time I heard the phrase jimmied up. This was about, I got 2015 in my head. It was a Size Game podcast. And we were talking about Ahmed Ashkenani. And Luke said, yeah, I think he jimmies up his hamstrings. Because I said, oh my God, he's got weaknesses in his lower body. He did then. And I said, but the ham drop in the side poses, he looks freaky. And then Luke said, yeah, I think he jimmies them up. And I said, I have literally no clue what you've just said there, Luke. And he said he puts things in them. Does what some of the other guys do to their shoulders. So well, I don't know whether that's true. I said, well, how does that, because thing is, it's cords of muscle, isn't it? So why would you put something in them? And surely you want something that's not going to take away the separation, because you want those steel cords in that readable bicep and the rear lat spread. So I don't understand why, I don't know. Well, yeah, it looks great, looks fantastic. And he obviously prepped for this show in mind, because there's no 212 at the Arnold Classic in 7-8 weeks. So he literally prepped for this, or he just stayed. I mean, how long has that been on prep for? If he stayed on prep from, what was it, Romania? No, do you know what? I can't, and I was at these shows and I can't remember. So, yeah, I mean, he's like literally 5'3". He's really short. That thing is, yeah, he needs to watch the waistline, right? But yeah, great conditioning and great to see. And so that's obviously 2-3 wins now. This popped up the other day, the Blessing Our Debut, 300 pounds. Looks pretty lumpy there. It's difficult to see how his physique has changed or improved until he really diets down, because a lot of these guys can, get big and heavy in the off season, but at the end of the day, it's what they retain that really, and he looks good. The waistline looks small. He's got some abs going on. I mean, 300 pounds, he's pretty lean there, really. His arms look ridiculous. I mean, he's always had ridiculous arms. It's funny, when I interviewed him at the 2017 Arnold Europe, and I got told off for interviewing him, and then he went and won the Arnold Europe Amateur, and he won a string. He got his pro card in like 3 shows in a row. Yeah. He did everything. And yeah, he looks good. Looks good. Yeah. Sorry? I met Blessing. You met Blessing. He's cool, isn't he? He's a nice guy. He's a cool guy. His videos, I mean, obviously I don't find all his videos funny, but some of them I find a bit anxiety-inducing. But some of them are funny. Some of them are just horrendous. I've got to be honest. But at the end of the day, if that's your thing and you're trying to do funny videos constantly, some are going to hit the mark and some are not. We won't talk about those ones that really didn't, but were downright offensive. But at the end of the day, I spoke to Blessing when I had him on mid last year because he made his pro debut at the Indy Pro. Was he 3rd there? And then I think he got 6th at the New York Pro. I think many people were expecting to come in and win it, but I mean, he's a work in progress. But interesting story, actually. He was, his backstory from where he came from. Was it Nigeria? Yes. Actually, I am scratching my nose because bloody cat hair's on the mic. Oh. Yeah, it's like sorry. Anyway, I'll clean it after. So anything else on here? No, nothing really. No, nothing of interest. So, yeah, congratulations anyway to Ahmed Ashkanani. Fantastic. Like I said, it wasn't a shock, though. Statistically, he is the best bodybuilder on that in that lineup. Certainly in the competitor list beforehand. This is Michael Daboul we've had in this episode. I really enjoyed talking to Michael. Never really spoke to him before. I know I spoke to him briefly at Spain. Was that the first or second time in Spain? First. Yeah. So I spoke to him very briefly. Obviously, partner of your friend Petra. Yes. Yeah, Petra Voldnova, the bikini pro. I tell you what, hang on a minute. They both compete a lot. I mean, they're both pros. He's a classic pro. She's a bikini pro. Yeah. They both compete a lot, don't they? Yeah. That's great to see. So, I tell you what, I've studied his physique a little bit more. Yeah, he does need a bit more chest. His shoulders and arms are amazing. But so he's only 96 kilos. I really hope he gets the bloody the visa sorted, because if he can't, because they said if he'd been in Syria in the last 10 years, because he's Syrian, but they said the last time he went to Syria was 10.5 years ago. So fingers crossed, because imagine prepping for something and then like Vlad Suhorochko, doing all those shows, getting enough points, qualifying for the Olympia. And then he can't get the last minute. When we had Vlad on, and he was absolutely broken. He was just devastated. Basically, his whole year, his whole life was geared around prepping and qualifying, and then eventually gets enough points, and then they get bullshit with the visa. So it's such a. It's sad. It is sad. It is.
Like, he hasn't even been back to his home country.
Yeah.
He won't even, if he goes back, he will get denied it in the future.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? Sad. So fingers crossed we can get this sorted, and hopefully his sponsors can help. Help. Oh my God, he is right. His legs are incredible. Wow, that's a nice physique. God, I tell you what, that's proper diet face. Look at that. I'm assuming that's an old. Is that him 8 weeks out?
Yeah, I think so.
Bloody hell. I mean, that's like the kind of condition you'd be happy with if you woke up on the morning or the day before when you're about to get your first coat of tan. Seriously. 8 weeks out. Is that old? I think that's an old picture. I think he's got different hair as well. I think that can't be 8 weeks out. Otherwise, I'd be like, mate, you need to... Patrick, give him some carbs, mate. I mean, I love the... See, this is what I like to see. I like to see actual... Can I swear?
Yes.
No, I won't. Actual fudging detail in the delts. Not all this, like... And I look at the muscle. It's perfectly round. It's not warped. I mean, obviously, I'm referring to jabbed up shoulders. But, and do you know what I like to see? Something that I don't think ever really gets mentioned is the actual tie-ins here, like this here. Like, my first show, this bit was like, it was like so sharp. And I love to see it. And I like to see the separation between the brachialis. And the thing is, when guys site inject and all put all their crap and all their gear and that all disappears, you sacrifice like an extra, like a kind of a swollen inch or two on your arm, but you lose all this. So guys, it's just not worth it. Seriously, train your arms harder and don't try and draw attention to it by showing that they're swollen up with, or being lazy and not putting your gear, in your ass, basically. So, I mean, your glute. That's what you do. You're nice and deep with a nice 1.5 inch green needle. None of this. I get sick of seeing all these bloated shoulders and and jabbed up arms, and because what it does, it creates a buildup of scar tissue, and you can get muscle tears, you can get atrophy. It spoils the shape of, say, like the tricep. I've seen that many times. Number one, oh God, I remember one guy, a couple of years after doing that, I mean, his triceps just were non-existent. You couldn't even see the outer head of the tricep, and, what was it worth it? So, and it can cause scar tissue inside the muscle, which can prevent blood flow, so you don't get a pump, you can lose strength, and you could tear. And if like Dorian, when he tore that right tricep, he said all his biomechanics were off, which is a problem, so you don't want to, you're risking injury and really the end of your competitive career. And the thing is, and then it's always going to be seen as well then when you're in a t-shirt or something, so it's just not worth it. So, there he is, Michael, winning the Arnold UK. So, so he's doing the Arnold, hopefully he can get there with a visa, and he's going to the Olympia because he won the Arnold UK in Birmingham. So, so let's have a look. Chris Bailey photos, Photo Jesus. Chris Bailey is a very, very well-known, very well-renowned photographer from the UK. He's kind of like, he's up the level of Per Burnell and Kevin Horton. I mean, Alex Ardenti, he's a really, really good photographer. So that must have been when he got that video must have been when he got the acknowledgement of his invite. Anyway, so Chris Bailey, what was I talking about? We were with Jose Raymond. Jose Raymond came over to the UK guest post. And then Jose Raymond, because he said he hadn't drank for like a year or something, he was drinking these blue shots. And of course, after a couple on empty stomach, Jose was getting a bit lively in the pub. And and he said, and he looked at Chris and he says, "Chris, you kind of look like Jesus." And of course, obviously, so he decided to give Chris Bailey the nickname Photo Jesus. So that was very funny. So So anyway, so I digressed a bit there. So Michael Daboul, that's right. So yep. Oh yeah, that's it really. Bloody more cat hairs. Yeah, this is a nice shot. Yeah, I like. See, this is the kind of physique I like. Yeah, look at his legs. Wow, I like that detail. God, he looks hungry, doesn't he? Come on, Patrick. I tell you what, it's all there. He could be a dark horse. I think he's as good as Ramondino. Yeah. I do. I think he's good. Cat behind you. Look. Won't be second, darling. So it's my cat Blitz. Named after Ronnie Coleman's pre-workout. Mayo and Blitz, my two cats. Well, good 3 cats, but... So anyway, look at his legs. Wow, I love the separation. So he's 2 weeks out there. So working with Patrick that's the thing I like about the Classic. They have such tight waistlines. Because if you don't have a good waistline, you're wasting your time in Classic. So, yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed talking to him. Like I said, I never really spoke to him before. So you never know what to expect when somebody comes on the screen. And you never really, you actually set it up for me. So I didn't actually get a chance to speak to him or message him back and forth beforehand. Yeah, his legs are incredible. Yeah, working with Patrick Tour. So Michael is going to the Arnold Classic. He's on the invite list. and he's qualified for the 2022 Olympia. So, but like he said, he made a very good point that Urs Kalasinski and Ramondino, 4th and 5th at Olympia, before the Olympia, and, they weren't like huge names, but now they're, so my point is, what's my point?
That he's a dark horse.
Yes, he's a dark horse, thank you. So I was just mesmerized by his quad separation. Absolutely incredible. So, I bet he trains legs really hard.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah. What's this gym? I'm not keen on this gym.
It's a pure gym.
No, get him off. Michael Daboul trains at the Pure Gym. I'm only going to accept that if the hardcore gym was shut. Is that in UK? Is that in UK? Where is he? Is that in London? Oh, Michael, you're training at a Pure Gym, bro.
Or a gym.
Look, you've even made me say bro. Oh, he's on the adductor machine and he's wearing a waist trainer.
Good.
Has he been... You probably learnt that off Petra. Bikini. Mate. Oh, man. I'm joking. Yeah. Wow. Old school plate-loaded calf raise there. So, yeah, I mean, he looks great. I mean, Michael Daboul looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that. He's got real pop to his physique. Do you know what? He could cause damage at the Arnold. I think he could. I'm actually really excited to see him at the Arnold now. Because I hadn't really studied his physique that much. I mean, any pro shot, look at the dryness in his shoulders, the delts, look at the fibrous detail. And the quads, the deep, I mean, he's rock hard there. And his waist looks tiny. He's hitting kind of a vacuum backstage. Yeah, fantastic physique there. So, yeah, so excited to see what Michael will be bringing to the Arnold Classic and, of course, the Olympia as well. So, so next, Joe Mackey from Texas. Yeah, I've not had him on the show for a while. When I saw this the other day, actually, Chad Nichols reshared this, his coach. Have a look at this. Look. There we go. I'll turn it down a bit. There we go. Look at this. Look at the bar bending. Easy. People say easy. Look at that. Wow. Do you know how heavy that is? That's 800 pounds. Look at him. He's not even breathing. Look. He's not even breathing heavily. This guy's a machine. Hang on, let's turn this off.
Easy.
Yeah, you come and do it then, mate. Yeah, 800 pound for 3 reps. That's unbelievable. Last week was a light week, so I was expecting a larger number this week with my program since I pulled 840 pound 2 weeks ago. Once I saw the workout today was only 800 pounds. Honestly speaking, I was not and didn't have to get in the zone with this pull. I've done 800 so many times. The plan only called for 2 reps. I've done 800 for 2 before. So I figured I'd go ahead and do an extra rep. Sticking with the plan, plus 1. Well, 3 reps. I know the big number is coming and I'm ready. Wow. Fucking hell. 800 pounds. Look at the bar. Look at that. I mean, he's testing the bar just to sort of get himself warmed up. And it's actually bending. That's a steel bar. It makes you wonder about these guys' tendons and their joints and how strong the body can get. It's incredible. I don't like deadlifts though. I tried them a couple of times. I thought they just hurt. They hurt in all the wrong places. I didn't really feel the benefit of them.
You have very long levers though.
Long levers, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So another gasp guy as well. Yeah, great back.
Oh, show the food one. I like when they
You like showing the food? Why we watch food?
Because like they...
It's a protein drink, not food.
No, not that one.
Which one?
We'll put that one on too.
Oh, this one.
Scroll through it.
Okay.
What does he say?
Yeah, he great physique. And he was wasn't he being prepped by Dennis James? No. Was it Dennis James? No, he was staying at Dennis James's house. That's right. So he was doing a bit of a Camp Rami at Dennis James's. So, turkey mince. We like our turkey mince. Avocado. That's a bit poncy. And is that eggs? No. Potato, turkey mince, and avocado. Hang on, let's zoom in. I want to see what he's eating.
Nutrition.
Yeah, good nutrition's key, man. Yeah, you can train as hard as you want, have the best genetics in the world, but if you ain't eating right, you ain't going to recover, you ain't going to grow big like these Texas boys. So, like Martin Fitzwater and all these, Branch Warrens and Ronnie Colemans and, these guys were big eaters. So anyway, I just wanted to show that, that unbelievable 3 reps with 800 pounds. I mean, that's serious. I mean, I photographed a British bodybuilder called Eddie Elwood once, and this was back in 1998, and I was doing like a bit of a UK tour with my friend with his car that he wasn't insured on, and he borrowed his car. We went all around the UK. I was photographing for the magazine. What? It was 24 years ago.
It doesn't surprise me.
It was him driving, not me. Yeah. I'll give you, if the police are watching, I'll give you his address. But anyway, yes. So, and we stopped off to see, at the time, the current NABBA Pro Mr Universe, Eddie Elwood. He's actually became a strongman. He's now the president of NABBA or whatever. But he's the, he was known, I mean, he was ridiculously strong. Very, very strong power body. An absolute giant of a man. He was like 290 on stage. And very impressive in the flesh. Incredible. He used to come on stage as Batman in his guest posings. His Batman routine. It was very cool. Yeah. Anyway, and he had... what was I saying? Anyway, so he deadlifted 865 pounds. And he worked his way up and warmed up. And that was 9 plates aside, a 5, and then the 2.5 kilo collars. And that blew my mind. Seeing that, I mean, I was like, I had my camera like that, and I was thinking, shit, there's only 1 rep here. And I just thought, I've got to get these pictures right, because if he can't, it's not like he can redo it. So anyway, digressing again. Right, okay. Flex Wheeler, 785,000 followers. I've just heard from James Hollinshead that he's been hacked. So these shitheads that hack these people, at the end of the day, this is people's point of contact for Flex Wheeler. Why is it not coming up? Oh no, they hacked us now. I think it's really such a shitty thing to do. And I think it's the same people that hacked James Hollinshead or something he was saying. But so I think he's setting up a backup. Why don't Instagram do more to tackle this? Because they get hacked and then that's it. They have to start a new account. They have to start it from scratch. Now, with all his coaching and his supplements and all his products and all his everything that he does, his whole living is funneled through this. I mean, does he even have a website? I mean, imagine it all goes through here. Yeah. And, and his sponsors, based upon how many followers and obviously his name as well. I think that's such a shitty thing to do, man. There's people out there and they just post spam like shit like this. Sorry, I keep swearing at the time. I'm potty mouth today. So why is it not coming up? I don't care anyway. But anyway, it's like they just put spam on it and it's obvious. Okay, guys, sorry, we just had a bit of the technical issue with the pop-up thing, and I think Lauren thought we'd lost the whole thing, but we haven't. We're fine, so we'll just edit this and you'll be none the wiser. Right, okay, yeah, so basically, Flex Wheeler's been hacked, and I just feel really bad for him. So hopefully, if you can't reach him through that Instagram, or you start getting a load of weird DMs, just keep an eye out and listen and keep your ear to the ground for his new Instagram account, and hopefully he can get back up and running. I just hope that, because like I said, a lot of pros have lost their accounts and had to start new accounts, and it must be very stressful. Very stressful. You got all the shadow banning thing, and you got the threat of being hacked, and all your DMs and all your contacts. And I just feel it's just a shitty thing to happen. So just keep an ear for Flex Wheeler's new Instagram account. Right, okay. Ian Valliere, I completely forgot why I brought him up. I think it was just this training footage, just to see. We'll come back to Ian in a few weeks, because obviously he's full off season now. I don't know what his next new plans are, but I mean 2021 was an absolutely incredible year for Ian Valliere. 2 pro wins at Texas and Tampa, and 7th at Olympia. 7th place at Olympia, and he's just improving. Prepped by Patrick Tour. So we're going to go to who we just had in this episode, Martin Fitzwater, 25 years old. You've not seen his physique, have you?
No.
Let's have a look. Okay, I'll show you now. Look at this.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is probably 24 when these photos are taken. 24! I mean, when you've seen like Amir Omaragic, 22, Vlad Sorochko, like 25, Martin Fitzwater, guys like this now, they're so impressive, so young, aren't they? What's that? What are you talking about? You're making funny gestures, Lauren. I can't tell what you're talking about.
I can't believe they're 24.
Oh, you can't believe they're 24. Right, okay. Yeah, so he's obviously relocated from Denver, Colorado. He's gone to GASP and with Destination and all the part of the team. He's part of the daily meetings for product development. Here he is being trained by Brian Dobson, the famous Brian Dobson, who If it wasn't for this man, Ronnie Coleman would never have stepped foot on a stage. Encouraged Ronnie to do his first show in 1990, offered him a free gym membership, and Ronnie went, yeah, go on, then I'll compete. 2 years later, Ronnie was on stage at the 1992 Mr Olympia in Helsinki, Finland. So, and the rest is history. I mean, Ronnie Coleman, wow. So that's the man responsible. So, yeah, thank you so much, Brian, for all that you do. And now he's kicking the new generation's ass. Martin Fitzwater, and that's Keon there under the no. I've got that hoodie. I've got the black one and the red one. I love Gasp. Such a Gasp freak. So I think it was because I've got a personal connection to the team as well. And obviously it's amazing stuff, but they're just such a decent group of people. And there's Branch, like I said, looking over the next generation, 25. Because he said, you're old. I'm old enough to be your dad. He said, so if you don't do this, you have to do another set or something. He said, didn't he, in the interview? But it's great seeing. Because I mean, to go to someone like Metroflex, obviously there's going to be big guys in there, but you'd be feeling like, oh, I wonder what it was like in the heyday when Ronnie and Branch and Johnny Jackson were training, and But now you could go in there and you can see Branch Warren training the next generation, and I bet it's real. I bet it's really keeping the buzz going and keeping that legend and that mystique of this gym, because like I said, we don't have Temple Gym anymore. It was shut down. They wanted the landlord wanted the building back. So these real iconic gyms from these iconic, times in bodybuilding that were just, there was magic happening in these places. And I've trained there. I trained there 2012. I was lucky enough to train there. And also, like I said, Per Bernal was filming Branch and Johnny training shoulders together. So it was like I was literally training right next to them. So I can say, and this is when, pretty much they were in their prime then, So 2012, man, 10 years ago there. Wow. So, yeah, get some sponsors. Yeah, I was really shocked to see him compete in the Legion Sport. What did he get, 6th or something? 6th, 5th? Yeah, so just getting started. Oh my God, 24 years old he is there. It's amazing, isn't he? Look at his legs. So that's what those crazy leg sessions does. Gives you crazy legs. Look at that. Awesome. This kid's got such a huge future. Like I kept saying in this episode, I'm so excited about this next generation of 20-somethings coming through. And I've reeled off the names many a time. But they're coming, and I think in the next couple of years, I think they're really going to be shifting some of the other guys, the more established guys, maybe the older guys. They're going to be knocking them off their perch. So, I like this shot. Look at that. Look at the thickness. Look at that. His shoulders. He's very focused, isn't he? And when we had him in the interview, when he was talking about training, you could see he was starting to get excited. I love that. I love it. So, yeah, it's great to see that hunger and that passion. And then, I've got training footage. Is this Keon? Keon, let's have a look. Let's have a listen.
Motivation. That's what the fuck this is.
Oh, that's it. All the voiceovers. You don't need to. I just want to hear the raw training footage. Look at this. Look. Wow. He loves it, doesn't he? Go on, son. Oh, God. I mean, you couldn't go in a gym like that and just go light, could you? Or train, and just, you've got is that gas? Oh, it's gas destination. Yes, destination here. I went to the old destination, the first one, before they moved to the bigger one. So, wow. Yeah, fantastic. Right, okay, yes, I just wanted to give Martin, I wanted to get him on because, like I said, I was, I feel like good things are going to happen from him in 2022. And it'd be interesting to see him go up against Kuklo. Because Kuklow's from Texas, and Kuklo wants to win Texas, and he just lost it very narrowly to Ian Valliere. So I'm guessing Martin Fitzwater versus Kuklo. That'll be interesting to see at the Texas Pro, hopefully. Maybe Ian Valliere will come back and try and defend his title. And then 1 week later in Houston for the Ronnie Coleman Pro Show, the first Ronnie Coleman Pro Show. They've had an amateur show for 26 or 28 years. And now they're adding the Pro Show. So that's big news. Right, okay, go next. Hot news. Tony Doherty. I'm going to come back to Tony Doherty next week, actually, because I think I want to get him back on because I don't know whether you know, but Australia with the whole COVID restrictions, I mean, it's like the gyms have been shut for over a year. And I can't even imagine what that's done to the kind of fitness community, the gyms themselves, the gym owners like Tony Doherty. And they're struggling, man. I tell you, I don't know what happened. I've heard various things about the government messing up the PPE and certain things, certain elements of the vaccine rollout. They messed it up, and there's something going on, but they've not handled it perhaps as well or as efficiently as other countries, and they're suffering as a result. So I really feel for the Tony Dohertys and the Josh Lenartowicks and who's not been really heard of, and also the events, because Tony Doherty's really, been part of building the Pro League and the NPC and bodybuilding in Australia. And without these, it's like they kind of lose all momentum and they lose money, because there's been no Arnold Australia for, when was the last time we had Arnold Australia? 3 years ago. 2 years ago. 2020, because it was, I was in Columbus, and then the week after it was cancelled. On the week, I can't imagine like the stress that people like Tony Doherty have been under. I can't even begin to imagine. So what's this? Oh, is this the news media? Yeah. Oh, they got to open 367 days. 367 days of gyms being locked down. We finally get to open. Come on. I can't even get my head around that. That is so. I think I'll invite Tony on. And I want to hear the story, because I like Tony, and I respect what he does for the industry. He's a great guy. Always MCs the Arnold Classic, so hopefully we can see him MC that this year if he can get out of the country. It feels like they're like a year behind everybody else, It's really sad. It's really sad. And, it must be very, like I said, very, very stressful for him and for all his family and all the people that train at the gym who use it, for their physical and mental health. So, right, okay, I'm going to go to, Oop, shit. Oh, sorry, I'm doing what you do, pressing the right side of the mouse. Right, Urs Kaczynski, 2020, doesn't say his age, he's taking it off. I would keep the age on there, because I think it's a big deal.
I think it's lame.
You think it's lame?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's not much on there, really. I like this. This is what I think we'll just show this, because I think we need to speed up a little bit. That was what really leveled this kid up. He won Tampa, and I don't think anyone saw him as a top 5 threat guy kind of guy. Maybe he did, I don't know. But, getting your chance to stand next to the current, the eventual 3-time Classic Olympia champion, and holding your own. And this kid is 24, and he's still got 10 pounds before he can hit the limit. So imagine another 10 pounds on that, then standing next to Bumstead, possibly this year. Urs has got his work cut out for the Arnold Classic this year, because you've got Terence Ruffin, you've got Alex Cambronero, you've got Breon Ainsley, Michael Daboul in this episode, you've got Urs now. It's going to be a really, and obviously Arnold is now giving away more prize money for the Arnold Classic division. So, this is why it's bringing out these big names. They've obviously sent the invites out, and the guys are coming, apart from Chris Bumstead, everyone's there. So is Terence Ruffin's down, isn't he? Terence Ruffin's doing it. I believe, yeah, he's doing it. So, you got the current champ there who only won it like 4 months ago. So, yes, I just wanted to show that anyway. Right, okay. Let's go. Okay, we're going to go to Nathan De Asha. Obviously, we've put the training footage in this episode. He's got a new YouTube channel. So, guys, give that a follow. He looks like he's really enjoying it as well. He's really enjoying the YouTube channel. So give that a follow, subscribe to that, and check it out. But Vivian Westwood. Oh, he's out shopping, is he? Yeah. I just wanted to give it his new YouTube channel a bit of acknowledgement. Anyway, so go check that out. And finally, a friend of mine, Paul Baxendale, one of Dorian Yates' old training partners, great super heavyweight in the the 90s. He's in his 50s now, 55. Still training hard, still training like heavy duty style. That's Paul, yeah. That's Paul, the philosopher, the writer. He's an academic, very intelligent man, family guy, very good friend of mine. I love our talks. So yeah, still hitting it hard, and he's still doing a bit of podcasting, and he's done a few interviews and stuff, and he really is like old school bodybuilding. He loves posting about the 90s bodybuilders, the 80s. Look, if you look right through his account, he's got John Citrone there, my old boss and training partner. Who's the guy on the right?
Oh my god!
Yeah. That's 1967. That was when John Citrone won the short class at the NABBA Universe. Arnold won the tall. Arnold won the overall. So I used to have that original photo because I lived in one of his houses when I went to work for him back when I was young. I was 23. At 16, he bench pressed 297 pounds at a body weight of 151 pounds. He was breaking bench press records in his garden shed when he was like 15, 16 years old. Like 4 plates at like no spot, training by himself. I mean, I trained with John for a full year straight. And I mean, he'd go and do pull downs and he wouldn't warm up. He'd walk in. Sometimes he'd have his like Gucci jumper on and he'd start doing, he would just literally put the pin at the bottom of the stack and just start repping away. I said, John, why don't you warm up? He never drank water. Didn't really eat a lot. Just, sometimes he'd train 2-3 times a day, you know. Yeah, old Bulgarian split style. But anyway, so back to Paul Baxendale. Yeah, so check out Paul Baxendale's account. And I mean, as you can see, look, Mike Ashley, Lance Dreyer, Johan, is it Johan? JJ Marsh, Dorian Yates, Claude Gruhl, Paul Baxendale, Boyako. Who's that? Oh, it's the Russian guy. So he's really, you know, anyone who's read the 90s magazines and all that, I mean, you know, this is just like Sergio, Ian Dow, Dennis Torino.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you look at his posts, look, he puts a lot of text. Look at that. He gives a lot of information. He doesn't just put up a photo and go, swole bro. You know, he puts it's like mini magazine articles. So it's like it's a really good account to follow if you want to educate yourself or reminisce about these, you know, these guys. Tony Freeman. What was that guy's name? Frank Hillebrand. That's Hamdullah Aytuklu. Ray McNeil. He's dead. He's dead as well. Akam Albrak. You know, I mean, real sort of like the stuff, you know, that you know, from those magazines in the 90s when they were at their biggest and all the cool photo shoots and Greg Kovacs and all the, you know, this was Dillette's best 97 French Invitational. This was, look at that. He was awesome. I saw him guest pose once in Wales. Yeah, Paul Dillette. WBFF. Didn't you know he used to be a bodybuilder?
Yeah, I know, but I was just like, I can't.
Paul Dillette was a freak of nature.
I just don't know why I never thought of his face.
I mean, he was just, I love Paul Dillette's physique. I've seen him compete many times. Saw him at the several British Grand Prix. Not at the Olympia, because my first Olympia was in 2001. But he was incredible. Just an absolute monster. So yeah, Amory Francis, 1990. This was this guy here, Amory Francis. He won the 1993 British finals, turned pro, never competed as a pro. But this was the guy that Flex Wheeler, when he saw pictures and videos, he said this guy could be top 6 Olympian now. But he never competed. I think he had a heart attack or something. Yeah, he had a heart attack. That's right. But he never competed again. I judged with him once at an independent show back about 16 years ago. Nice guy. Huge. One of the original Muscle Works boys, you know, with all the freaky... back in those days. Anyway, go check out Paul Baxendale's account. It's really, really good. Really exciting. Bodybuilder and academic. And he is. He's very smart. Good friend of mine. And I'll come back to Paul because there's something else I want to bring up in a couple of weeks. When I get my my original, which I will be showing off on MD Global Muscle Hot News. So so that's it really. Also check out the latest issue of MD, obviously with our dearly departed friend Sean Roden. So check that out. Okay, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates on all the latest content from Muscular Development. Okay, guys. I'm sure something else I'm forgetting to say. What was it? Anyway. Right, okay, I'm going to get some food. Have a fantastic week, everyone. And thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out.